think that I just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, wait, I'm here. Who wanted to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
Our goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Oh man, it's hump day. It's Turkey Day Eve if you celebrate. Just wanted to talk a little bit of boxing, y'all. Been an interesting week, been a week of reflection. I kind of like weekends like the weekend we had last week, man, because adversity always kind of force us all to kind of see what we got, see who we are. And I see a lot of people, man, they reveal who they are. It's adversity, a little shake up. Cookie Monster, salute. Jose Rodriguez, salute. Cookie Monster say, mic check, 1 2 1 2, sounding outstanding. Bold and understanding, salute. Smoke, salute. A little adversity, man. Like it always kind of tells us it's like a GPS, you know what I'm saying? You'll see, when things happen, like when upsets happen, I figure it was an upset, even though you can say it wasn't an upset, but I say it was an upset, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody was slightly favored going in it, so it was an upset. But when things happen, right, it always kind of give me a perspective on who's who in the boxing, like who's really, like, who got any integrity, for real. Let me get into the housekeeping real quick because it's going to tie in with what I'm saying. Of course. Let's see. Number one, do you love the sport of quote unquote boxing? Like that's what you got to start asking people. Like these people that you see online, these people that you hear online talking about it and stuff like that. I mean, it's like a linchpin to actually have water cooler talk. It's like it's the precipice for a good time when everybody knows what they're talking about when it comes to boxing. But it's the catalyst to actually have conversation. It's the driving force behind us all sitting around and communicating with each other. Like we could be doing whatever we could be doing so many other things with our time. But for me, it's therapeutic to talk about boxing. It keep me out of trouble. It keep me in the house. It keep me focused. It keep me, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep me out of trouble, man. It just keeps me focused. It keeps having me, it gives me something to occupy myself with. It's always changing. It's all these moving parts. I test my knowledge on it. I test like what's going on. I see if I really have a pulse on what's going on. Like, so for me, it's therapeutic. It's like I go out in the world and face so many different things, wear so many different hats. So when I get online, I talk about boxing. It's supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. It's supposed to be stress free. It's supposed to be like a hobby, But you gotta ask yourself, and you gotta ask a lot of people out here, like, do you love the sport of boxing? And I don't think a lot of people actually love or enjoy the sport of boxing. They like the drama, they like the chaos, they like the stupid stuff that come around and surround it. Like, you know, people, you can always tell when they feel like boxing ain't got a lot going on because they just start bickering and beefing over stupid stuff. Like, beefing over what? Like, I had to take myself, I had to step back a couple months ago. I had to step back and I said, you know, if ever I feel like I'm truly beefing over boxing, like boxing talk, you kind of got to take a step back, man. Evaluate, like, am I all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I cool? Cause like when you got real beef, like it's the thing, like this internet stuff, like people saying whatever, people, you know, creators going at it with each other, like that's not no real beef, man. That is not no real beef, man. Like it ain't even nothing really to be. This is people that I don't particularly care for. It's a couple people that I give a little rib shot to every now and again, but like real beef over boxing talk, like what? Is it anybody out there that think that if they ever saw me, it's on site? Like, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. But I don't really feel like it's like that with anybody out here in the boxing. Like, for what? I'm gonna be in a cage for what? For you? Knock it off. Like, for real. Like, you know, if it get to that point, I'm just not gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's just, it just is what it is. Like, it's not even that deep, but like some of y'all need to step back, evaluate how people always have a problem with other people. Like, you just evaluate the shit. Evaluate how somebody always have a problem with somebody else. Like me, I be sitting back wondering, like, well, damn, why is this person doing whatever they doing? So once it grabs my attention, I'm like, okay, what did I do? So I start looking at it, I was like, what did I do? And it's like, I didn't start this shit. Like, somebody started doing something that caused me to be like, you know what, why are they doing that? Then they get my attention, and then it's like, okay, now you got my attention. So why are you doing this? So then I address it. But beef? Nah. Do I love the sport of boxing? I love the sport of boxing. It's contradictory because, you know, a lot of my guys are knockout artists. You know what I was told over the years? It's not all about the knockout. So I came up with this thing. I said, well, yeah, it's called football. But if you see a game full of field goals, you go to a football game and they kick a game full of field goals, you're going to be pissed off. You want to see somebody get Randy Moss. You want to see somebody get hit stick. You want to see somebody get, you know what I'm saying, juked out of their shoes. You know what I'm saying? You want to see somebody make an amazing catch. You want to show, you know, that's a spectacle with a bunch of gladiators, 11 gladiators versus another 11 gladiators with two teams with a 53-man roster and coaches and stands and somebody always trying to advance the rock. But if they was putting their foot in it the whole game and kicking field goals, you would leave that game like, man, fuck this. Now that's defense. That's defense. That shut it down. That's what you want to call it, the steel curtain. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, if you think about like the Legion of Boom, you think about how the Ravens, you know what I'm saying, used to play with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and them boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, they pitched shutouts, but then they also ran that rock and they scored. So you seen somebody advancing the rock. Ray Rice. You seen Ray Rice advancing that rock. You seen Flacco advancing that rock and putting that pill in the end zone. But it was superb defense. The other team might not score. The other team might have to play field goals. But like, when it come down to boxing, when I was saying, listen, man, we want to see knockouts. Like, and then in this day and time, like, you better start using, you know, your hands, your ones and twos as the judge, because if it make it to the scorecards, you don't know what you're going to get. Remember, when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, somebody was bold enough to mark that down as a draw. Yikes. It's like, man, you better start taking it into your own hands and, you know what I'm saying, being able to get the job done. And I was saying, listen, I like knockout artists. But we all know that if you a pure boxer and you got a set of skills, you know what I'm saying, you really know what you're doing, you can mitigate it. They might not be able to get that leverage off that they need to be able to, you know, enact that blow that puts you down or puts you out or wobbles you or turn out your lights. But I found myself, like, in this case, When what I wanted to happen, when that didn't happen, you know what I'm saying, and somebody else was able to box, somebody was able to outpoint, you know what I'm saying, and then tactically, you know, use the set of skills that they have to advance themselves to victory. I can appreciate that. I understand it's not always entertaining, but I can appreciate that in the sport of boxing. And so it's always wild how when I'm saying, okay, man, you better learn how to be a knockout artist, because the knockout artist means that you enact your will, you impose your will, and then you end the show. You end the contest is what they call it. Like you either render your opponent unable to continue, their team see something, they throw the towel in, the ref see something, he come in and console a guy or stop a guy because of unanswered punches or something. But that's when you end the contest. People argue me down. So then when you see something where somebody, you know, mitigate somebody's weapons and then outpoints them and, you know, strategically, because that's a skill, it's an art. I'm seeing now that people didn't appreciate that. I'm like, so how come when somebody's arguing for the knockout artist in one breath, you against that? You like, oh man, it ain't always about that. And then in a breath where somebody imposes their will, enacts their skills, go in their tool bag, and they just might need a hammer, you know what I'm saying? They might need a set of pliers, and that's it. They don't gotta come out with nothing else. But if they can get the job done with just that, then that's a skill. Especially when you're getting hit in your head. Ask yourself, do you love boxing, or are you just a toxic individual to where no matter what happens, you're going to be unhappy? Like are you just rubbing that off? Are you being contagious with that bullshit? Because I'm starting to see a lot of people don't really like boxing, man. Because whatever side, whatever side I'm on, they like being on the opposite end. After I voice my opinion. It's funny, man. It's funny, man. But ask yourself, do you love boxing, man? Find ways to fall back in love with boxing, man. The card we had this weekend had a little bit of everything, man. It was like a smorgasbord of everything. You want to see a real killer? David Benavidez. A real killer. Scary looking. Like a real monster. You know, you want to see somebody bite down on their gum shield and go to war and do something, you know, take risk or do something to, you know, to appeal to the fans and the masses, you know what I'm saying, to take their rite of passage. That was Abdullah. You want to see somebody get neutralized? You know what I'm saying? You want to see somebody walk away, or in the process, the look of feeling inadequate. You want to see somebody neutralize somebody's abilities, put somebody in a trick bag. That was Devin. That was Devin and Brian. That was world class. That was a boxing clinic, man. Like I you know, I don't have no reason to really like I'm not putting on no knee pads with Devin. I'm just saying I actually like and appreciate boxing. Like I actually can appreciate boxing. Like it is what it is. Like if you can do it, it is a skill. It is an art to it. It's just like I was saying, comparing it to football, how you got these wide receivers, man, to where they got wide receivers out here to where every play, when the team got the ball, when they on offense and that wide receiver come out there, like me as a corner, I was a corner in high school, they're gonna make me touch every blade of grass out there. Like, because why? Because if they run that route correctly, I gotta respect that the ball might be going that way. But they're gonna make me touch every blade of grass. Like that's like, and so in boxing, when somebody utilize the ring. So this is what I was saying. So when I was on the argument of the knockout artist and saying, listen, man, you better do like Liam Nielsen, man, and come with a special set of skills to where you can cut that ring off and and employ tactics to be able to do it. They say, oh man, what he utilizing the ring? Somebody utilizing the ring, and you like, hold on, but that shit is boring, man. Like, I mean, it's depending on how it is, like depending on how intrigued you are, how invested you are into the fight, not money wise, but like as far as like watching it, paying attention, it is an art. It's an art. So if you don't appreciate that, you might want to watch some more, because it's not always going to be a knockout. But then shut the fuck up when people are saying, knock him out, get rid of him, peel his muffin cap back, Jack, sit him on his back pockets. Shut the fuck up when people are saying that. If you gonna be sitting up there crying when somebody actually do the whole boxing thing, you gotta take it all. We seen a little bit of everything. We seen somebody in Bam just play with a man from the outset, and then right after that, because the under and over was 9.5. I found it mighty strange that he pretty much broke the dude's nose in the first or the second round. And then soon as the clock strike 10, the 10th round, he going there, oop, you missed, bam, sat him down, it was over. Like, wasn't that kind of odd? So you see somebody toy around with somebody, and you had to appreciate the skills and how that man just float on skates and how. But that whole card, like, it was one of the best cards. I don't know if it was better than that 5-on-5. I think that 5-on-5 was lit too. That was a fire ass card too. I'll give Turkey credit for a couple cards and getting some undisputeds and all that. It wasn't, but I have to salute him for that card. Had a little bit of everything. But if you was like, if you got something to complain about after everything we seen this weekend, you don't love boxing. If you moving the goalpost for somebody just because you don't like somebody, now you don't love boxing. If you being an extremist and now you trying to rewrite history for somebody, now you don't love boxing. Can we take these rankings, these pound for pound rankings? Can we take these lists serious anymore? I mean, I'm not gonna harp on this, but I want to put it out there because some of the things here I was looking at, some of these things, it's too early to kind of do content about it because it would make me appear as though I'm faking the funk, and I'm not. I want to give somebody credit, but when I look like, let's just look at this real quick. I'm just gonna poke a couple holes real quick, and I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna harp on it. Trust me. But I'm gonna ask y'all something. Can we take any of these lists? Can we take any of these pound for pound lists, these rankings? Can we take them serious anymore? Like this, that's a serious question. Because for one, I mean, I don't like when they put heavyweights on there. That's one. That's just a waste of a spot. Why? Because once you pass over into the threshold of a heavyweight, it's just heavyweight. That's why I don't like when heavyweights be complaining about how big and massive the other guy is. It's like, no, once you pass over a threshold, you in the land of heavyweights. It's like, that's why I don't like that whole, like, when certain fighters was fighting, they were saying, oh man, you gotta think about it, man. This man, he had this man by 50 pounds. RD Gaff, he crossed over into the land of heavyweights. You could be big as a house. If you cross over to that threshold, you gotta pay how you weigh, baby. So that's one thing. So that's a spot. So we would have had 9 spots had Usyk not been on there. Now, if you want to recognize like the best guy from heavyweight, you want to designate it, because it should be pound for pound +1, whoever you got as your best. So I would say it really should be like your top 10 pound for pound with a +1. Meaning, okay, when who you got as number 1 at heavyweight, like that should be a +1. You shouldn't do that, because I know this is a real trick that a lot of people do. They'll do that so they can talk about it and speak about a heavyweight in that line of the pound for pound, just so they don't have to answer questions or put somebody else on there. It's a trick. It's a strategy, because heavyweights don't belong on there. They can't fight anybody. So, like, think about it. Pound for pound, Naoya Inoue would never be able to fight Usyk. He would never be able to fight Tyson Fury or AJ. He would never. He's a fucking heavyweight. Like, unless something crazy happens, he would never. Heavyweight should not be included in a pound for pound list. They should be a +1. Who's your number 1 heavyweight? Okay, that's your +1. Okay, so who are your top 10 throughout the rankings, so that you can be, you can have a full 10 slots. Some of the little guys, the biggest of the small guys, the smallest of the medium guys, the smallest of the big guys, and then, saying that right on the cusp of right before you become a big guy, like the most skilled of the big guys. That's how it should be. So it kind of should be evenly proportioned. You should have like 2 at middleweight or light heavy, like between light heavy and middleweight, it should be 2 guys about there. Right around welterweight, it might be another 2 there. Lightweight to in between lightweight and you know what I'm saying. So down, like all the way down to paperclip weight, you know what I'm saying, rice weight. You should have maybe 1 or 2 You know, so it kind of should be kind of even, but it's not like that. I see that people just like to dick ride, they like to play politics, and your name going to end up on here. My only question is this. They got Junto Nakatani on there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on. So Tio, so y'all trying to tell me that Junto Nakatani, now I'm not taking up for no damn Tio. I'm not. But when you were lineal twice, like, and you took out who you took out to get that. Like, and you're not on pound for pound. And then so I was starting to say, and I don't want to make this, I don't want to, because I'm done. I'm Shakur, by him taking that fight and moving up, I'm off your back. Just like I was off of Devin's back for taking that normal fight. I'm off of Shakur. So I don't want this to get twisted. I'm not hating on Shakur. But if we look at Tio and we look at Shakur, is it because Tio lost one, or because I'm trying to look and I'm saying, okay, Valdez, Herring, De Los Santos, Joet Gonzalez, a defense against Williams Zepeda. That puts you over somebody that beat Lomachenko, Josh Taylor. Like, man, like, I don't know. Like, and then, like, so Tio and Tank ain't on the list at all. And then listen, Canelo, and I'm definitely not, y'all already know I say this man had a great vineyard. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't cherry picking, he had a great vineyard, and it wouldn't age like fine wine. And Bud proved my hypothesis. It was not going to age. Why? So that proved it. But so Devin beating Brian Norman, who Devin said was nothing. He was nobody. He was like, everybody was saying, man, this dude don't even deserve to breathe the same air as Devin. So by Devin beating him, he knocks Canelo, who got like 70 fights, off of the list, and he gets on. Like, in Tank. So and right now, if you look at it, Ryan Garcia is getting ready to fight Mario Barrios, who Tank stopped with a body shot. But Tank also stopped Ryan with a body shot. But he also stopped Rolly, who got the other title right now, on the ropes, had him on stilettos. So 3 of these guys, the top guys, on that same plane, I ain't gonna say level as Devin, but plane, on that same plane as Devin at welterweight. Tank done stopped 3 of them. 3 of the major players. He ain't nowhere on this list. Like, and it's not my appreciation in the fact that that's my guy. But I'm like, man, I can't take this serious, bro. That's why I think that it's really a conversation starter. It's really to see who gonna throw shots, who gonna get pissed off, who gonna put on the tonsil jewelry and the knee pads for a fighter. But I'm just saying, logically, I'm starting not to be able to take this shit serious.
Yeah, I don't fuck with the pound for pound list at all right now, because it's opinionated and everybody has their own pound for pound list. Because you tell somebody your pound for pound list, they may be like, what? How you got him? And you know what I'm saying? You look at, this magazine's pound for pound list, it was different. That magazine's pound for pound list, it was different. ESPN's pound for pound list was different than everybody else's, and you can see that ESPN's pound for pound list damn that had everybody that fought on ESPN as a pound for pound fighter. So it was just like, wow, this shit is crazy. So it's lost its luster. I mean, you can call a guy pound for pound. You feel what I'm saying? But to have the list, it's subjective these days. It's not even, it has no importance, because you got guys that beat somebody. Shakur said he stamped his pound for pound when he beat Oscar Valdez. When you look at that victory, you say to yourself, was that really a pound for pound victory?
Right. I always like the elements of Smoke. Got an element of his pound when he break down pound for pound. What's your criteria for pound, Smoke?
That you actually do it. It's not what people think. You actually do it. So I can take Usyk, Bivol, Beterbiev, and I don't even know Nakatani, so they can come right off the list for me. And there's 4 over slides.
Right. Yeah. Because in your reasoning, so everybody who listening, is because Bivol was at 1 weight class, Beterbiev was at 1 weight class. Usyk, yeah, he was at cruiserweight, but he went into heavyweight, right?
Yeah, he's been there for a while now. So like, you can come off the list. You're not going nowhere else. You're not going back down, so you can come off the list.
And so that's why when Earl when he was there, you didn't have him because he was just in that one weight class. I mean, he fought
Yeah,
one
and
fight.
that's the
One
same
fight at
category I
54 and
had.
then dropped down. But go ahead, AC. What did you say?
No, I was saying that's the same category I had. Me and Pop came to this jump off when we was talking about pound for pound, and we was like, hands down, if you not doing it, like going up and showing up and down and moving between a lot of divisions and showing it, then you're not a pound for pound fighter. I said, yeah, you know, Shakur's a 3-division champ. You gotta, it as ugly as it seems, you gotta give him that credit because he went up to 3 divisions. When you had asked me at that time, do I think Devin Haney was a pound for pound? I said no, I would have to see him move up one more division. And that's when he went to 40. Then he did his thing at 47. So
I said he's pound for pound.
yeah, I'll say he's pound for pound. Tank is pound for pound. Bivol, Beterbiev, and again for me, Usyk. I only gave Usyk, he was my +1. I said I have a caveat for Usyk because Usyk was a cruiserweight and now he's a heavyweight. Yeah, he moved up one division, but normally for me to say you're a legitimate pound for pound, I got to see at least 3 divisions. That should be the minimum. And I think me and Pop came to that conclusion that yeah, if you didn't do 3 divisions, then you ain't a pound for pound fighter.
You know, there's exceptions. You know, 2-time lineal. Like right now, I can take off Usyk, Bivol, Beterbiev, Nakatani. I can put up there. I can put Tank. You put Canelo back up there. Pound for pound.
I mean, T.O. is a 2-division lineal, so that.
But okay, so and so we won't harp on this for too long. But check out what we're doing, and this is something where I say this is a half of why I said it's too early to do some of the content I want to do right now. But think about this: with T.O. not being on there and Shakur being on there, but Devin getting on there for fighting a guy and beating a guy that wasn't on there because that was his third. But then Shakur getting ready to move up, and he's getting ready to fight T.O., who I deem as pound for pound. The racist stuff I don't care for, but like I'm setting that to the side, and I'm being objective as far as boxing talk. Like, they're not giving Shakur any credit because if he go in there, he go up there, and he dusts T.O. off. So they're gonna be, oh my gosh, he's definitely stamping. They're gonna try to put him in like number 4. And that don't work out. That don't add up for me. Like, so it make it seem like, just like with Devin saying that Brian Norman wasn't shit. So okay, with him saying he wasn't shit, didn't have no feet, didn't have no defense, and then he go out there and he make that shit look like that. Then he jumps right on there at 10. Now some people say it was because he was on there before, but he jumps on there for Brian Norman. So is Shakur gonna move up to like number 2 if he beat T.O., but they're not giving T.O. no credit. That's like, these are holes I can poke all day in these lists.
That's true.
You know, I mean, it ain't gonna give Shakur no judge, and I'm giving Shakur big credit for this. You know what I'm saying? He go up there, he does T.O. off. I'm giving T.O. credit if he does Shakur off. Like, but I don't see how they don't have T.O. on there. But he's arguably at 140. He's like, I mean, as far as accolade wise and accomplishment wise, he's running laps around the other guys with the belts, even though we don't think that he's the toughest guy there. We don't think that, you know what I'm saying, he's the hardest guy to beat. We don't. But as far as if we want to play the accolade games, like with everybody pick and choose when they want to go by accolades versus when they want to go by skill for skill, or who have you beat in the circumstances in which you beat them, you know, T.O., he's done some things in the sport, so it's kind of weird to me. But let's move on, man. I'm not gonna harp on that. The last thing as far as the housekeeping, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes, man, is this. Sabril Matias dodged a bullet. So let me put this up, man. Mike Carpenter, this is what I'll be saying, man. I'm not hating. I'm just like, hey, listen, man. these guys be using what we be saying. You know, they've been doing it. We talked about it over there in a smoke session. I've proved it. He's proved it. We've all proved it. We've heard these points from these guys borrowing our stuff. All I'm saying is like, listen, man, if y'all giving away bread and people ain't earning their check, pay me some of that bread. I'll earn that money. I've already been earning it. I'm already ghostwriting for a lot of y'all motherfuckers anyway. So why not, you know what I'm saying? Give me some bread. But Mike Coppinger, he's always fucking up. I seen this article with Sabril. And for the sake of not boring anybody, I could read the article, but I'm gonna go over this part. The New York State Athletic Commission, however, considers the presence of ostarine abnormal at levels greater than 0.01 nanograms. Matthias A sample was measured at 0.085, which is below the threshold. The INSAC, the New York State Athletic Commission, said Matthias has been cooperative with the commission thus far regarding this matter and is subject to additional testing and review. So they don't even qualify this information when they put it out. Everybody was saying that it was kind of odd that once he won the purse bid, all of a sudden they come back with this adverse finding in his ostarine, you know. And I pointed out the hypocrisy because of Ryan and the whole Mulligan, there was massive outrage. There was no outrage, but you know, and this thing should be binary. It should be, if it's in your system, hey, you done. If it's not in your system, it's like if you in the military, they find coke in your system, they're not gonna say, oh, it was just point. You know, if they find weed, it was just no. If it's binary, if that shit is in your piss, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it.
And they read it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just so people have clarity, because this type of wording to where they have the point, that was like one of my wheelhouses in school and shit like that. And it's basically 0.1 nanogram per milliliter. So if you understand how small a milliliter is, you feel what I'm saying? And you understand how tiny a nanogram is, then you like, bruh, they basically telling you, just don't have this shit in your system at all. Because this is as bare bone as you can possibly get without being absolute zero. Mm-hmm. So they're just telling boxers, listen, be careful of what you're putting in your body and don't have any strange substances, period.
See, but what they did was they opened up a can of worms, AC, because like by announcing it and letting it be known to the public, it made it look like, oh man, like it was the talks. Oh man, he popped, like, and so people say, I knew it, or whatever. They was gonna jump to whatever conclusion depending on who their favorite fighter was or how they viewed Sabril. But since it was at such low of a threshold, like they looking at it as if it's like, well, damn, I mean, you can't even say it really was any. Like some people say, oh, they do that to mask. You have that theory, but it brings up a conversation and it puts the boxer in a negative light. But then when you say, okay, well, it's not even enough for you to really even say nothing. So, but then you change over to the other guy. When it was the other guy, it's different. It's like, oh no, absolutely not. So it really kind of, in my opinion, it kind of exposed some people, and it kind of, it's like when somebody says sexual harassment or something, and then it ain't nothing. It's like, well, if it wasn't sexual harassment, then that broad need to go to jail. Like, you know, it's like, well, she need to get fired. Like, because what that does is, if it wasn't sexual harassment and they made it up, then they call it a gray area. Put a gray area in the jacket, and it's like, well, it's enough to actually have you sit down and have to answer questions about it, or have somebody, you know, it's like, well, why? Like, no, they should have got fired. So then the proof would have been, okay, it wasn't because she got fired or he got fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's how we know that it wasn't nothing. But it's enough to actually muddy the waters, paint somebody in a negative light, and then in a court of public opinion, what you always say, AC? Perception.
Yeah, perception is reality.
Is reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Tank going through now, but I'm not gonna get into it. But perception is reality. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I had, man, as far as the housekeeping, man. I just thought that was interesting. So basically it wasn't even nothing, it was enough there that when you look at it, it's like, that ain't even, it was, you could say, you can run with the argument that it's masking something if that's what you choose to do. But by the looks of things, nanograms of a milliliter, that much, you know.
If I'm a good lawyer, what this does, it, depending on what side you're on, whether you're the prosecutor or the attorney to defend your client, what that actually does is just say, at the end of the day, if you got to go to a jury and the jury's going to decide your future, does it meet the very minimal standard of a reasonable doubt? And that's all that does to those fighters in that perception of reality is argument, because it gives me plausible, reasonable doubt that, hey, that shit was in your system, bro, so something was going on. Because if nothing was going on, it would be nothing in your system but blood.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, it's like, bruh, you may skate away from this case, but there is plausible, reasonable doubt that you didn't kill this motherfucker. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't have the definitive proof that you are actually the person who did it, but based on those test results, we know you was in the vicinity.
And it did for him in particular. I heard people link it up where he did send somebody to the upper room and all that. It's like, well, if it wasn't nothing and y'all ain't gonna make nothing of it, why did it go public? Like, I think before it go public, that's something else they should do. It should be like, once this go public, you know, if it do, then we gonna have to pay a fine, or we gotta give this man some bread. If we find out that it ain't nothing, we gonna let him go. But let's cross all our T's and dot all our I's before we get to blabbing our mouth about something.
Yeah, and I think that's always a prudent, like they would say in that language, a prudent step towards, you know, making sure the fighter himself or herself doesn't suffer, what do they call it, demonstrative, or why am I brain farting on the word? When someone says some shit about you that's not true and you take them to court, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, if you're gonna do something like that and not, you know, be liable to for the company and whoever did it and made that announcement, and there are no punitive damages that the fighter can take out you, because you're damaging my brand and my reputation by making this accusation. But yeah, that test proves there's a reasonable doubt, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? There could be a million ways that shit got in this system. Just like we were saying before, like, listen, don't let nobody touch you. Don't eat nothing strange. Watch the water that you're drinking. You feel me? But at the end of the day, man, it's still up to you. But I'm gonna say, bro, I think you was in the neighborhood. I don't know if you actually went to the building and smashed shorty, but I know I seen your car parked a couple of blocks away, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
But you know what it did for me was, and I wasn't making no big deal about it because I'm one of the ones that like to hear all the facts. But what it did let me know was that somebody was telling me that he worked with Mimo Heredia. So now when they said that, I'm like, well, shit, I wouldn't even have known. If this ain't gonna be nothing, I wouldn't have never known. But now you saying you working with Mimo, we know Mimo's history. So it's just like, and I've been on some stuff where I'm not getting into that, man, because if it's too much. Like, so I said I'm not gonna do specific videos about certain people, but I'm not getting into that, man, because if they ain't pop or ain't nothing happen, it's like you because we can't pick and choose. Like, that's why I stopped doing the whole, when I seen how they treated how they simped out for for Baumgartner, and then they was all hard when it came to Conor. I was like, man, I can't even talk about women's boxing like that no more, because I'm not gonna pick and choose. Like it's a hard line for me when it come to that, because we look like hypocrites. Salute, CJ. What's going on?
What's up, champ? I'm just hopping in. I don't even know the background, the context of the conversation. I just heard what you just said. Said niggas was simping, simping when Bumgarner popped, and then want to go hard on Conor. Okay, yeah, I like to keep the same energy across the board. You feel me? Yo, it's been a long ass day. I know Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Shout out to all y'all. Hope you got good plans. I got my own thing going on, but yeah, man, same man. Y'all got it. Y'all got it for right now.
Man, I'm cooking. I'm getting some brand new grease and just frying the chicken so it'll look good, man. You know how many things, bro?
My nigga.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm the baby. My mom had 2 daughters that didn't want it. They didn't care to cook. So could you just imagine, bro? I'm picking the sweet potatoes, bro.
Damn,
bro.
That's some real country shit. Okay, I see you.
Nowhere,
I see you, man.
All my friends come by the crib like, yo, what you doing? She yelling out, nothing. Just
Word.
we ain't going nowhere, yo. Like, bro, I got the pecan tree in the backyard. Like, we ain't like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta buy pecans. We just wash them off and crack the shell. And I'm out there like, yo, I do not want to be here. I'm nigga, pecans till February.
Let's go. Although I will say this, I hate that motherfucking pecan pie. Never been my shit. I got the apple on deck. Yeah, right.
No, just crack the pecans and that's a snack right there.
Oh, that's true. Now that is cool. Yeah, I prefer them on their own, not in a pie. That shit don't go in a pie to me. I feel you, champ. But I'm on. I got some collard greens. I'm about to rinse these collard greens, and yeah, we're gonna get down. So it's all good, man.
Dudes went from talking about Sabril to pecan pie. How the fuck?
It's a Thanksgiving day. This is a Thanksgiving live, man.
Come on, champ.
Hold on. I gotta give you 2 dudes a cognitive test right now. I'm gonna say some shit and see if y'all could repeat it back to me, because I don't know how y'all got there. But I'm joking with y'all. But nah, CJ, we was talking about Sabril popping dirty and just the whole mess of Austrian and Mike Compton.
Okay. So I saw Body's. I'm sorry to cut you off, champ, but I saw Body's post earlier in the day. You know what I mean? And I want him to explain exactly what the levels was and how you see it. Please, I know you probably already stated it, but please, for my sake, reiterate that, because I just got home.
Yeah, if it's above a certain threshold, nanograms per milliliter, then they don't even, like, if it's not above a certain threshold, they don't even consider it to be anything. So ultimately,
right,
they're resigned to say that, man, it ain't even nothing. Like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I was basically saying that some people came out and saying, well, that could mean that you using it to mask. Some people saying, well, I mean, you know, because we've heard that it could be somebody could be taking it. They wear arm sleeve. You share the sleeve with them, or you put on their headgear, or they sweat on you, or like you leaning on the motherfucker, and like, you know, in close quarters in combat, like if y'all leaning and y'all doing a whole lot of hugging, like and clinching, like Haney and Norman was doing.
Yeah,
it might be enough to transfer that shit, but it wound up ultimately being nothing. I was just saying that it was ironic that it was after Sabril and them won that first bid, because they were supposed to do that fight on that card just now, you know, but that didn't happen. So it's just ironic that he won the first bid and then we hear about it, but then they say, oh no, the levels they didn't break the threshold. But I really was highlighting the fact that Mike Carpenter be getting paid all that money and he don't cross his T's and dot his I's. I was basically saying, let me get some of that bread. I'm gonna make sure that when the message get out, it's gonna be thorough as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it was. He's free and clear for now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing gonna come of it, because they deeming that it wasn't even enough to even make a big stink about it. So I was like, I don't even know why it became public. You know, if that's the case, they should cross their T's and their I's before it even become public. because now you messing with his reputation. You know what I'm saying? You got people wondering. I'm like, well, through the course of that, I did find that he's working with Mimo Heredia, and we know his history. So it's just like, ay. But I said, I'm not going to go into that because I'm not going to pick and choose who I'm going to talk about when it comes to that kind of shit. It's like, if you don't pop, it ain't nothing going on. Hey, I'm not a detective, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? I deliver medication.
Hey, man. Same, man.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't do the testing and none of that.
Yeah.
But let's get into the meat and potatoes and have some fun, man. I wanted to have some fun, get off the beaten path.
Can I quickly respond to that before you dig deep into it, what you trying to get to? Okay, I'm gonna respond to that. Yeah, man, I was very, cause like I like a dude like Super Matias, you know what I mean, a cutthroat. No, not literally, it's past. But anyway, a real aggressive fighter is what I'm trying to say. So I was disappointed to hear that he popped positive, but I think that threshold just makes room for the possibility of contamination. I'm not calling it one way or the other. 0.085, I believe, was the number they put on it. I don't know, man. I hope he's clean, man. I hope, especially given what's already went down, I really hope he's clean. But I'm gonna let you cook, champ, and I'm gonna step back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was, it was along the same line. Could have been contamination. It's just weird, man. It's just something we're gonna keep track of because the next time we hear about it, it's gonna be another story, and we're gonna tie it in with all the guys that popped and the selective outrage for Ryan versus the same situation here. There's no outrage, so we're gonna consider all of that. But this is what we would talk about, man. Strap chasing, man. We in the 140-pound division, which I consider to be my division. That's the one where I say, man, any given night it's so competitive there. It's some 35ers going up to 40. It's some 40s going to welterweight. Some things got calibrated. Fortunately for this division, this division is the same, and we almost got a scare with Super Real, which is the tie-in to all of this. Super Real still has his title. He's going to defend against Dalton Smith. Teofimo Lopez, he'll be defending his title against Shakur Stevenson. Richard Hitchens' opponent to be announced, but that's supposed to be coming up soon. And Gary Antoine, he's going to be facing Andy Hirioka. A very tough fight, a very dangerous fight, like a fight that, man, for the magnitude of that fight, man, and the style of fighter that Andy Hirioka is, that thing is being under promoted. I'm not sure if it's being moved around, but this division is the same. Let me see. I got to clear something. Bodywork. Super Real have never worked with Mimo. Okay, so that's not true. Good. Check it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's floating out there. That's why I say, man, when stuff like that happen, people getting to talking, and I'm like, that's not something that I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and get into, because it's like, if I'm gonna do that, then I got to sit down and do it for them all. That's something that was said. So I'm like, I don't know, but I'm glad you clarified that. That's good to know.
Okay. We'll look into it.
But in the 40 division, I said that it's going to be pretty competitive, because here's some guys between 40 and 47, and how these are guys that's off the beaten path, but that are like major players in those divisions. You know what I'm saying? From 40
Right.
and 47 with Frank Martin. I still be having De Los Santos as long as he can get active, and that guy Tito Mercado is being the guy that I think, man, have they can come out of the woodworks and cause some damage. But we're talking about more specifically, which one of these guys between the Reaper, the Ghost, and the Pitbull do you all think will be ingratiated with a strap the earliest, the quickest?
At 140. Because I look at 140 as like this, a transition to 147, which is kind of dry in my opinion. And I think a lot of these niggas gonna move up. But okay. Damn, I wish I didn't like what I seen from the quote unquote Ghost last time. Shit. De Los Santos is interesting. You know what I mean? He didn't want to engage with Shakur. People was clowning on Shakur because of the nature of the fight, but he wasn't trying to engage. He was trying to wait for the counterpuncher to fucking initiate. So that was some bullshit. I don't know. Circle back to me, champ.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. For me, I think it might be the way they moving him. If you look at who's had the most impressive outing, if we take recency bias of everybody, it's probably going to be Lamont Roach. So I think Roach may have that opportunity to get that belt first. After Roach, it might be a toss up between Pitbull and what's the name? But what I'm saying for them two is, fuck around. We may see it. I'm trying to see if both of them are somewhere in the same rankings to say, well, Pitbull is already an interim champ, so that theory might be out the window now, because I was kind of thinking that would we see a Pitbull versus what's the name? Title eliminator for something.
Matthias?
No, the Ghost, Frank Martin. Would we see some sort of title eliminator like that? I kind of feel that to a certain degree, we might be looking at it all depends on the Ghost and what path he wants to take. I think we may see Lamont Roach do something impressive, and then it's going to come down to Lamont Roach versus Frank Martin for something, or even if Pitbull Cruz loses to what's the name but has another good showing, we'll see Frank Martin versus Pitbull Cruz for something. So all three of them, they're in a good place, but it's a tough call because they all are like tough guys, hard outs. You know, you don't right now for some of those guys, you don't want to lose to neither one of them because it might not do your career that well. And 140 for me, CJ, 140 is musical chairs, because on any given day, anybody can lose, and it's the type of division that's always right. Like when me and Body went over the upset type of scenarios, that division is just full of potential upsets. So that's why I'm kind of digging 140 right now, and 147 is shaping up to be the same way. A lot of people sleeping on what's going on up there, but right now we on 140 and 140.
Hold on, champ.
I'm
just gonna ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
You think it's cooking? Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna let you cook. But you think 147 is lit right now, or it could potentially be in the future? I'm trying to dial in exactly what you mean.
Right now. It's lit right now.
No, it ain't lit right now.
Look at the names. Look at the names. Name the names, CJ.
Name the
name, CJ. It's lit.
No, it ain't. It ain't, champ. I'm putting onus on you, because I don't see shit up there. Who could fuck with Haney at 147 right now?
Let me just indulge him.
Who could fuck with him?
2.5 minutes, okay?
Please.
Go ahead.
All right.
It's a fun. Look. It ain't that structured today, man. It's really whatever, man.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Right now you got Haney up there, and I'm not even gonna go into the red zone. I'm gonna stay out of the red zone. We got Liam Paro, right? You got Paro up there. You still got Giasov up there. You still have Rohan Polanco. You feel what I'm saying? Bro, Karan Kukachin is still there. Now Ennis ain't there no more. We saw what Karan was doing with Ennis. You still got Stanionis there. You feel what I'm
You
saying?
got Blair there, Blair the Flair. You got
I don't-
Rashid.
I
You
don't-
got Blair.
yeah.
You got I was
I
gonna.
wouldn't put him in the air.
You still
Okay,
got a
shout out
young-
Blair.
You got a young Abel Ramos. He's done now. Damn, Abel, what happened to you, bruh?
You got Tiger Johnson there.
You got Tiger there that just came up and
That's
looked super impressive. So there's
These niggas are not like Super Saiyan. You feel me? It's cool. It's a good mix, but I don't think none of them gonna fuck with Devin. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, it's Devin's at this point. At this point, I said this earlier when me and Body was cooking. At this point, this is Devin's division. He's de facto right now undisputed
De
champion.
facto.
He's
But
de
look,
facto
yeah.
undisputed champion because we can't really name anybody else in the red zone that can beat him.
He in the lead, but can he pop a Willie? Is the question.
No, Ryan beats. Listen, be on some real shit. Ryan beats Barrios. They're gonna be trying to push Ryan as the new face of boxing.
Lewis Crocker, nobody really knows what's going on with Lewis Crocker.
He's
Pat
lined up for
Yo.
Conor Ben. He lined up for Conor Ben.
If y'all hold on. I'm gonna say this real quick. If y'all let Ryan become the quote unquote face of boxing, I will shut down my channel. It's over.
If we let him,
we
I
let
promise you
Ryan.
that.
What you said? If we let Ryan,
Yeah, y'all pushing this shit.
It ain't gonna be up, bro.
in
Listen,
fact, you know what, CJ? I'm gonna write a letter to the boxing commission and say, listen, I
man,
want to hear Mike Carpenter. I want to hear every sports pundit say Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia is the face of boxing. So CJ,
I'm gonna walk away.
Can get rid of.
I
his
swear to God,
YouTube
I'm gonna walk away. I promise you that.
let me say
yo,
this. Wait, hold on, Boom, for you, but cause I see you. Let me say this.
Let me see.
And
Gabriel is still.
Creating content, right? For what? A lot of people don't remember when they tried to give Ryan Devin's belt and make him the face of boxing a long time ago. If Devin ain't jump in the ring, Body, remember that shit?
yeah.
They tried to give him Dev. They tried to give him Dev's belt at 35.
Yep,
Literally.
I remember that too.
Fuck you niggas.
If he didn't jump in the ring and be like, "You're not the real champion. You got to fight me to be the real champion." If he ain't do that, they was definitely gonna like find a way to strip Dev and clarify Ryan. And so right about now, 5-6 years later, if he go 12 rounds with Barrios, he's not getting the L, bro. He's winning that decision.
I don't give a fuck about that fight to be real, that potential fight. I'm not trying to see that, champ.
You ain't trying to see that, but if you're talking about boxing when it comes to the fighter, that's big money, that's big business for Dev to get his get back at a high price.
No, I understand that. The storyline, I was the nigga in pro wrestling, so I know the storyline. And you got to finish the story. You got to finish the story. I understand that.
So you hating on Roman Reigns right now. Before
Exactly.
That's what
I
you
did
doing.
that.
You can't do that.
I did that.
You can't do that. Okay,
No. Hold on. It wasn't until he accepted that he was a fucking heel. Real quick.
To the sky. No, put your ones to the sky.
No. See,
Put your ones to the sky. Ryan's the bad guy. Put your ones to the sky.
It wasn't till Reigns accepted that he had to be the bad guy before he becomes the good guy. Ryan ain't never gonna be no good guy, not after all the shit he did. I ain't taking it, man. I ain't taking it on the chin.
Hey, listen, I tell you what, then Brock Lesnar ain't never really been. He always been an anti. So then he still listen. It doesn't matter, bro. You know the routine. You know who Ryan already talking about. Some I'm a whip his ass again. He ain't even got through Barrios yet, but he on Instagram and he on the internet signing his contract. Like, bro, if he fight Barrios don't drop him, and they have a tug of war. Who you think winning that fight, and then who you think they gonna be pushing?
Well, the politics, of course, they're gonna give Ryan more motion, but again, I'm not saying y'all, but in general, boxing, fuck you niggas on that. So I feel you. He'll get the political nod. You know what I mean? But
Why are you watching big fights?
fuck this dude. Hold on. Fuck this dude. Can I just say that? And I've been public with this shit on my shit, everybody else's shit. Fuck this dude. He's racist. He was talking shit about Muslims. I'm not Muslim at all, but what the fuck is going on? How does no, real quick. How does he still have okay. Alhamdulillah. How does he still have any emotion? I don't understand that after all the hatred he put out there because he's a quote unquote pretty boy. Fuck that. I'm an ugly nigga and fuck him.
He put asses in seats, bro. As much as you want to say this, yeah,
hey man, say man.
Asses in seats, and there's a possibility that he can knock somebody out or he gonna get knocked out, and people gonna want to see that. So, just for if you was a true Devin Haney fan, you'd be like, you know what? I want Ryan to win, so I hope Devin beat his ass. I want Colin Ben to come back down here after talking shit and get a belt, and then I beat his ass too. And then work on Undisputed, and then get Rolly or in between there. So no, you're not discrediting none of these dudes because that's going to discredit Devin's resume already. What people are already doing. So
you know what? I'm not. You said if I was a true Devin Haney fan, and that's where y'all got the game fucked up. I'm not a Devin Haney fan. I'm a anti-hater, if that makes sense. I think that the hate he got was unjustified, so I'm like, I'm gonna stand in the pocket with him for right now until niggas give him his just due. Nigga, see the cap? Hold on, champ. You see the cap? That's Tyson, nigga. That's Tyson. That's my favorite fighter style. So I don't appreciate how he fights. It's just like, god damn, the nigga gets cheated and he gets hated on more than the fool who cheated him and is racist. Fuck that shit. That's where I'm at with it. You know, I'm just with my, Black Panther. I'm on some Black Panther, East Oakland fist up. That's it. Because niggas hating, man. Niggas hating. But
all I'm saying is you're going to stand in the pocket with a nigga and then say that he's not one of your guys. That's some bullshit.
He ain't. Nah, man. Say, man, I lost money on it. I bet against him. I put that shit on wax.
You said no, but you said that you lost money, but in your heart, you felt good about it.
In my heart. Yeah, because the nigga's been hated on by a racist, cheating motherfucker. No. That's like if I'm in hold on, champ. That's like if I'm in a fist fight with anybody of another culture. And he calls me the N-word and then pulls out a knife and you like, well shit, he got the better of him. Like, well, no, fuck that. He cheated.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man.
CJ, you
certain things.
You indifferent, you unbiased. So I ain't talking to you no more about. What's going on?
I know I'm kind of playing both sides of the fence, but fuck that shit. Now, if I gotta choose the side, I'm definitely right with Devin.
Hey, body. Entertainment, you get.
Okay.
You allow a certain percentage of certain things to happen because at the end of the day, the controversy, the fodder, the conversations, and all of that actually are what we call, barbershop conversations, water cooler conversations and stuff like that. So in a whole system of where racism is just out of the question, if one person decides or two fighters, which is crazy, of Latin descent, go down that.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's good?
Oh, what up, bro?
What's good?
Oh, damn.
Good? Shout out.
Yeah, I know I got heated.
Boxing. Shout out the chat. Shout out the panel, man. Hey, check it out. I really love this topic. I really love this conversation. You know why? Because it looks like a fresh start for this division. So in my eyes, I do think that all three guys can become champion. I do think that the guy that has the tougher road is obviously Pitbull Cruz, being that they say he either has a draw or that he beat Tank or whatever they want to say. So with this being said, man, there's a lot of guys in this 140 division, this 147 division. It's a lot going on, and it's a lot of excitement too. I definitely want to see Roach, and I definitely want to see Ghost them two fight, that'd be a good, huge fight for boxing. I think that that's big, especially at the 140 division. And then at 147, I see that everybody keep talking about Dev. I keep seeing Ryan. I keep seeing the hot fire. Hey, check it out. This is just my perspective. I truly believe and I truly think that Devin should go ahead and unify the titles fighting Rolly. I think that that'd be big. I think that if he goes and beats Rolly, that shuts up Floyd. And that just makes for a big fight with him and Ryan or Barrios or Lewis Crocker. I definitely don't know if Lewis Crocker gets past Conor Benn. Conor Benn is a tough, rugged fighter. He definitely showed grit against Eubank just recently. So I don't know. I definitely don't respect Conor Benn acting like Devin ain't just do nothing, or that Devin and some of these other guys in his division ain't nobody. I definitely
he pump faking.
Yeah, I definitely don't respect that. I definitely think that Devin has accomplished way more than you this far in his young career. So I think that you need to look at Devin and kind of respect him and, take that fight once you do get a belt. I don't think you should fight Devin without a belt at 147.
Who you talking about, Conor?
Yep. I think that Conor needs to just first get a belt. And then I think that he should talk crazy and act like these guys this and these guys that. But I really just don't respect what he's saying right now. Him and Eddie Hearn need to open up their eyes a little bit more and see what's on the table. And then other than that, yeah, man, I like this topic. I've been.
So let me ask you this question, Bo.
Hold on. So yeah, man, I do like the topic. I do like the conversation. Shout out AC. Shout out CJ, shout out Smoke, shout out Body, man. We here, we finna cook, and yeah, man. I see y'all been having some heated debate, so I'm here for it.
My question I was just gonna ask you real quick was, when you're talking about the whole Eddie and Devin and Conor Benn situation, are we taking into account that it was pretty much Eddie Hearn that built early Devin Haney? So is there some legitimacy? And that's just the only question.
He definitely did, but I'm not taking away anything. I just want them to see. I just want them to see and respect that. Devin Haney is an accomplished fighter at 147. He has a belt. He got a belt before you did, and I just think you need to kind of respect him, bro. I don't think that it's right to go to his fight and act like he's not a big opponent. You know what I mean? Or act like he didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't respect that. I think that he needs to open up his eyes a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything that I don't like. I'm just saying that, hey, don't act like this man ain't accomplished nothing. He got a strap before you, bro. Come on, man. And you've been in this division a little bit longer than him. So come on, bro.
Man, listen.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Eddie Hearn got a serious plan.
And that's facts. That's facts, though. Hey, Smoke, when you think about it, how long has Conor Benn been at 147? And Devin Haney just got there and got a belt that fast. Come on, bro.
This is what I'm saying. This man definitely got all the smoke that was there because his name has been around from the Thurmans, the Porters, and all of them. He never fought none of them. Eddie Hearn never made no jump for him to come over there. We definitely didn't want no smoke with him in Boots. When he signed Boots, he could have instantly made that fight and made it something. No, what was he doing? Constantly had, we talking about like 4 years. Conor Benn been down trying to get like these Chris Eubank fights. So
trying to cash out. Okay. Go ahead.
So then he says after that, even before like the first Eubank fight, or I think after the first one, he said he was going back down to 47 and he wanted to be champion. So, after doing big numbers over there on your side of the water, you're gonna come back down to 47. And who does Eddie have for you? Oh, Eddie has Lewis Crocker, IBF champion. Nobody really knows.
Okay, he get the belt though. I feel you.
That backfire on him though. Like if we're gonna jump into this area, Could that backfire? Because he's going to be coming back down, and that IBF is 10 pounds going back up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It could absolutely. It absolutely could. But he does need, like, it's either that or rolling, because he does have the clout and he does have the name that we can do this over here on my side. We definitely can pay you more than they're gonna pay you over there.
Okay, so let me say this. Here's an example that's often brought up about a fighter moving up and then coming back down.
You know,
that example,
the most infamous. Go ahead.
Is you already know where I'm going with it. It's bringing up Roy Jones, who, if we say, okay, we have that example out there, and that's one of the hardest example, one of the first go-to examples. Is Conor Benn a better athlete than Roy Jones that it wouldn't affect? And that's the question.
Hold on.
Well, it's not as egregious.
It's not a better athlete at this point. Is he younger than because when Roy did it, that was late in Roy's career when he dropped back down.
Yeah, I want to say it was already in his 30s, and it was a lot more weight, champ. Think about heavyweight.
To be honest with you, Roy dropped from 200 to 68 to build back up to 75. It really wasn't that. So it's not dropping the same amount. And you're gonna do it in time. Like he not fighting till early 2026. But you're gonna definitely see him fighting Lewis Crocker for the IBF if he got fucking belt.
And Conor's 29. He's 29 years old.
Okay.
Wait, significantly, well, he might have been like 6, 7, 8, damn near 8 years. Because you gotta think about it, man. Roy's at the end of he had done been through everything. He been beating niggas up, playing basketball, doing rap videos, beating niggas up. Like he beat up, he sent niggas around. Like you gotta talk like
okay, hold on.
It's not 29-year-old Roy that I'm comparing Conor to. You know what I'm saying? That's just like on another note, AC. I'm so glad that you up here. You fake David Benavidez fan. Word.
I can't, yo, bro.
No, you fake David Benavidez fan. I'm so bold with it. I'm saying David can go up, whoop Zerto, and then when Bivol acting like his back ain't hurt, he can go back down there, whip him too, and then go where he need to go. I'm a David Benavidez fan. How about you, bro?
Yeah, but I'm still a David Benavidez fan. But you wanted me to make a definitive decision. You wanted me to make a definitive decision on a fight I've been calling for a minute, and I've been saying I'm a huge fan of both of them. Like both of them.
David Benavidez.
I spell that shit BOFFEM.
David Benavidez been whooping. He been whooping Bivol. He been whooping Zerto. He been whooping Golovkin. He been whooping all these guys that's supposed to be scary guys, multi-champion and all of this. He been whipping them since he was the fat punchy kid. Now he in shape, and you want to second guess it. No, man, he wanted it.
Let me absolutely, I agree with that. I put him, he was already in my pound for pound. He's moving up, especially with the body, and he put on yard. But let me say this before DoorDash pull up with his ham hocks. You know, I'm just that's real shit though. I don't know, man. You know, y'all know what I'm going through, but so it's got me in kind of a mood. Just came from visiting Mama. I do want to say R.I.P. to my homie Chris. He would always call the night before Thanksgiving the best night of the year. You know what I mean? That's when all niggas come back home. You get back together with your high school friends and have a ball. So I'm gonna mute up for a minute. But shout out Chris, R.I.P.
Listen, I ain't finna do this crazy shit with Pop right now. I'm gonna talk about 140 and fuck you and fuck David Benavidez right now.
See, look, you not David Benavidez fan. That's those pound for pound fighters. We talking about pound for pound fighters a while ago too. See what I'm saying?
Well, he still need another division. If he go up there and beat Zerto, then I'll say David Benavidez a pound for pound.
Salute, Melazar.
I ain't talking no more.
Well, until he come in, let me ask y'all something, man, because this would be so funny. I was when Jamal Trello, right? He had just not too long he had beat up Cornflake, and Rolly wound up upsetting the apple cart and beat Ryan. And Mar Trello had came out and told Rolly, what you should do next is go after Devin. And Bill went ham. He went crackhead ham. And he basically was calling him, you drunk, you this, you that, you blah, blah, blah. I said, hold on, man. Like, Rolly, bro, like, yeah, Rolly beat Ryan, like, but Devin gotta go get that back. Devin was celebrating as if like he or his mans beat Ryan. Like that, like Rolly beating Ryan didn't do shit for you. So I was saying, man, why y'all coming down on my man Mar Charlo for recommending it only to now? That's who he's vying for. Rolly. Devin, Debo Dead want Rolly now. And I'm like, this is the dilemma that they leave us in when they get in these positions, because now he's going out to Rolly. But you gotta remember when I gave that example about Boots moving up. See, this is how shit come full circle when people don't break it down. Remember when I said Boots did like the Norman stuff or whatever, it didn't happen because they already knew they was gonna have to defend the mandatory, because the guy Giasov was the mandatory for a match to Stanyanis. He took step aside for Stanyanis to have that fight. Stanyanis went ahead and fought Boots, so Boots inherited the mandatory. We knew that the Norman stuff couldn't happen because he still had to have that mandatory. Well, guess what? Boots moves up to 54. Rolly gets a strap. So you know who inherited the mandatory? Giasov and Rolly. Giasov is Rolly's mandatory. Now, Devin and them are aiming. They're aiming for Rolly. And he got a mandatory in Giasov that he's going to have. Somebody's going to have to fight this guy, because this is going to be this is going to be generational mandatory inheritance. You know what I'm saying? At the rate that they going. So it's like, okay, we understand you want to go out to Rolly, but why? Like, I mean,
I think Rolly's going to get the Manny fight, because that's an in-house fight, BBC style.
So we need to put a stake in the ground that, like, I mean, yeah, Devin can do what he want, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's how everybody is. That's what everybody is. Hold on. Okay, I see you. You just take your time, Millers. However you got to do it, man. Just take your time and set up, man. But if he want to push for Rolly, okay, cool. Because I've been said, okay, cool, man. Devin fight Rolly, like back when Maul said it, but everybody shitted on Jamal and said, "Oh, shut your alcoholic, your drunk ass up." And I'm like, but this is what comes. This happens all the time, only to come full circle, and that's who Dev want to fight now. So like, why is everybody shitting on Maul? It was a good suggestion back then. I mean, they all got to mix it up, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I just want to ask this one question, because we all boxing fans, right? And a real boxing question. How do y'all feel about Janabek versus Lara?
That's a risky fight. And if I think, if I'm gonna go first, I'm gonna be real quick. If Janabek is, because he's saying that's easy work. He told Bud, "Hey, relax." You know what I'm saying? This guy's easy work. He's like, I'm gonna go handle this easy work. I'm gonna get all the belts, and then I'll fight you, Bud. Like that's. So I'm like, if Janabek going there thinking that Lara's easy work, it's levels, man. Like it is levels, man. And that IQ is different. And depending on how he make weight too, but Lara is not. I think the style, you got to be aggressive and a high volume puncher. All the people that gave Lara problems were high volume punchers, pressure and high volume. If you give Lara space, time, and distance, you give him time to think in the space and the timing, it's like he gonna He's surgical, you know. So that's my initial thought. But go ahead, y'all.
All right, I'll cook on it. I'm back in it. So off top, Janabek. I think he is underrated. People say he's boring, whatever the fuck. I think he's explosive. That's what I seen. Going back and seeing all the footage, you know what I mean? Really reviewing it since the Crawford fight got through in the air. Then I'm like, let me see what he's. I see a few fights, but let me see what he's really about. Let me check his catalog. And very explosive. You know what I mean? A lot of power. Pretty dynamic. Not exceptional in any way, but a dangerous fighter. You know what I mean? And Laura, yeah, great boxing IQ. That's cool. But me sitting up here at 41 years old with this hurt knee, I know that Father Tom is undefeated, and then they go older than me. So I think that's my X factor. You know, you want to talk a stylistic breakdown, but I think it's going to come down to maybe it's just too late. You feel me? And shout out Laura. You give a lot of cats a lot of problems, but I'm thinking Father Time will be it, the X factor, and I do got Janabek. My thoughts.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: the footage I've seen of Janabek,
Hey, chill out.
he was a problem until, for me, he lost his nutsack and then refused to go up to 160.
Yo,
You
damn,
feel
got
what I'm
castrated.
saying? So, I think Janabek at 68, he brings a wrinkle up there. You know what I'm saying? That's a deep crease. But at 160, for me, right now, I've seen a tale of two Janabeks. One Janabek that was early on, I don't remember his trainer, but he was fighting like, wow, this dude is nice. And then once I think he changed trainers, and that's when he started to have weight issues. It became more difficult, or maybe he changed too many people inside of his camp. But it seemed like for a string of fights, like three fights in a row, you was always hearing these stories that he was struggling to make weight. Even at the weigh-ins, he had to go back twice. So I'm just like, yeah, he made weight, but he's constantly struggling to make that 160.
Shit, he missed the card because he couldn't make weight. He damn
Exactly.
So
when you take those type of things in the play, yes, he's gonna look at this as a big fight. He's probably gonna spend a lot of money to try to get the best people in his corner to help him do it scientifically and stuff like that. But Laura's a different animal. And I think Janabek is going to be the guy that gives Laura the space. Like, for me, this is a true 50-50 fight. Most of the time, I'm leaning more towards Laura than Janabek, because I'm like, you scare me, Janabek, because I can go back to at least 4 fights. And one of them, the card was, like Pop just brought out there, the fight didn't even happen because you didn't make weight and you had to go to the hospital. There was those dehydration issues. There's all kind of issues about you when it comes down to making weight. So, you know, I'll take the old healthy man all day. I'll take the old healthy man all day over the young sketchy guy. But
I'm saying, he ain't been like the Janabek that people was talking about.
Yeah, he ain't been that.
Janabek since he left Buddy McGirt.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Buddy training him. When he was with Buddy, that nigga was sharp.
Yeah, he ain't had Buddy like Buddy, like, you know, that tutelage come at a certain price. And he think he can do it without looking, and you ain't look like how you was looking. And you couldn't make weight, and you damn near died, and Tevin Farmer ended up headlining your damn card. When the guy should have whooped anyway, shouldn't have been in the ring with you. So yeah, it's it's real out here, man. Just being real with y'all.
That's a good transition. Because Buddy McGirt is now the trainer of the Ghost.
Oh shit! Whoa!
And watching the things, following along, right, and talking about Frank. he basically cleared it up. He said, listen, he said, Derek didn't leave me. I didn't leave Derek. Like it wasn't no hostile thing. It was just, he said that I was more into getting with somebody that, or looking to add somebody that could cater more to my athleticism, because he said Derek James is more like fundamentals. And he said, I think that some of my style was missing because I'm not like, he's like, I can be fundamental, but he's like, I wanted to use more of my athleticism, and Derek wasn't looking to implement anybody, to work with anybody. And he said it was mutual. He said there's no love lost. It's like he said Derek texted him, he responded back, and they mutually decided to go, allow him to explore something else. No. He is with Buddy, and he's saying, man, you're gonna see something totally different. This is what Frank's saying. He said, he's gonna be able to move and and implement his athleticism in this fight with Francis. So
I mean, for y'all who don't know, before Floyd did him dirty, Buddy turned Arturo Gotti into something different real quick. And
I understand this.
And then, like, just like we were saying, when Janabek was with Buddy, he looked totally different.
Yo, I'm not saying it's not a move in the right direction. I just want to address the quote unquote mutual. I understand, politics and not trying to throw nobody under the bus, but it's like to me, it's like a breakup. Ain't no way, this never happened in my life, at least. Y'all let me know if it happened in your life, that two people at the exact same time say, I want to break up. No, somebody takes the initiative and says, hey, this ain't working. Maybe we need to reconsider this shit. You can be as polite as you want to be, but it's never at the exact same time. Somebody puts it in the air first. So whether he did it or the trainer did it, I believe the fighter did it. But in this case, but no, that ain't real, man. It's never a mutual breakup. I understand one to,
Hey, he don't have a choice. Sometimes you gotta listen, bro. You don't have a choice. He's Earl's fighter. If Earl ain't fucking with Derek James, ain't no way you gonna be keeping Derek James on the payroll, bro.
Word. I mean, so put it in the air like that. Just be real about it. I understand the politics, but shit, somebody put it, and Frank Martin put it. No, it ain't mutual, nigga. It's he put it up there, and he had no choice but to accept. If a bitch want to leave me, I can't force her to stay, right?
But so, CJ, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm working at a French restaurant, right?
Okay, let me calm down.
The French restaurant has a couple of these celebrities that keep coming through because they're hearing that some new innovative shit is going on there, but it's still very affordable, right? New York Times comes in to do an article about a person who comes and eats at the restaurant. That person says, this is my favorite restaurant. I wind up finding investment, but they want to invest in me, and they're saying, okay, look, this is how much, if you're gonna stay there and try to build on that, we have this and we could do this. They don't want to do none of that because they're like, no, we just want to stay a small neighborhood restaurant. I said, okay, all right. At that particular point, it was understood between both parties that me as a chef, I can't stay there. And you as the owner, I can't stay there because I'm looking at a different direction and you have a different intent. So within a matter of weeks, they find someone new. You feel what I'm saying? We all have a sit down. We all have a conversation. I say, yeah, bro, I'll bring you up to speed over the next 3 days. And after these 3 days, I'm out. It's 100% you. If you want to follow my program and build upon that, cool. If not, you want to start your own program, cool. But that's basically everyone finding out, at that moment that I'm not
that it's not going to work
and
out.
You're not good for me.
I understand what you're saying, but somebody put it in the air first. It's never a simultaneous. We just have like a mutual connection, telepathic connection, We both said the same thing at the same time. I understand the shit don't work out mutually, but somebody put it in the air first.
Well,
In this case, the fighter.
Well, ironically, he said that Derrick James texted him. But let's just use some context clues. Let's use some context clues. It can be reasoned that this wasn't the first time Derrick James experienced this, because Jermell Charlo, one of my guys, he was looking to bring in he started working more with Juan Guzman. And some trainers is like, I mean, it can happen, but like you know how they say if you got two quarterbacks, you don't got no quarterback.
You got no quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? So unless you start with, or you're open to interject, like you got that father-son thing and you bringing somebody else in, like sometimes like two coaches don't work, like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe Derrick James is more one than one. Like he's the, like, if it's me, and you know, because what I'm trying to have you do is based on fundamentals. He's like, if you want to explore and go somewhere else, I'm cool, I'm fine, I'm going to make it, because you got to look at it. Like he had Ryan, he had Jermell, he had Earl. He started getting more and more fighters. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he went on to get Alicia Bumgarner for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm thinking he was looking at it like, look, man, if I don't have to focus all on you, then okay, cool. Go ahead and get somebody if you think you could do better. I think it could be mutual. See, I want to believe it, because as black people, man, we can get along. Like, we can be professional. Like, if it's not working, if you think somebody could do the graphics better than me, okay, cool, have them do it. If you think somebody can, you know, do the car detail better than me, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, that can happen. Like, if you want, you know, if you looking at a creative mind to go this direction, I'm more focused on doing things this way. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, have at it. Like, no love, no bridges burn. If time go by and you decide, hey, you want to work back with me, okay, cool. I think we should be able to do that. And I also like the fact that that's how Frank communicated it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. That's a good example, because you know what was bad for me? Hearing about Earl, hearing about, you know, Derrick James and how that was just nasty to me. I was just like, come on, bro. If y'all made all that money and you couldn't find a way,
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, on the outside looking in, I'm like, man, keep that shit close to the vest. Why that gotta be public? Y'all got all this bread together. Y'all had all this success together. It looked like soon as shit hit the fan and you take an L, you know what I'm saying? Now everything's bad. It's like, nah, come on, bro.
Yep, I agree.
No,
You know,
definitely. And I'm gonna let Boom cook, but I just want to respond to what you said real quick. Give me like 5-10 seconds. Absolutely, we should be able to keep it professional as black people. I understand that, but I just can't get away from my original point. Somebody initiated first, even if it was amicable, as they say. You know what I mean? It might have been friendly, but somebody had the idea first. But yeah, man, we should be able to do that. I mean, I might hypothetically stop fucking with one of y'all. Hopefully not, but then we can come back later. So I feel that we don't need to have beef over everything. You feel me? But yeah, go ahead, Boom. You got it.
Hey, I just want to put it out there like this. I definitely agree that fighters and coaches should never have to explain their business, how they did things or how things fell out, and to the public. It's just not needed. It's not boxing. It does nothing for your career. It does no elevation. It does nothing. I just think that some people just like to be messy, you know, and that's my aspect of it. Is motherfuckers is just messy, and they want to know more than what you're doing in just in boxing, you know. So yeah,
yeah, because a lot of things. When I look at a lot of things about, for me, when I you know, just looking at how different channels and different individuals deal with certain topics and stuff like that, you know, there's this certain part that says, yeah, there's the real lives of content creators. You feel what I'm saying? So there could be a reality show about the real lives of content creators. Like, nah, nigga, you know I did that thumbnail first.
I would hate that.
And just
what's up, guys?
You know what I'm saying? So
Actually, I put my shit on wax. Oh yeah, we ain't let Milazzo con sabor. I want him to cook next. AC finish up, and he been in the background for a minute, patiently waiting. Go ahead, man.
Okay, I didn't know it was your show, but I'm just saying.
No. I'm just trying to be friendly. Goddamn.
So good. All I'm saying basically is this: at the end of the day, bro, how that situation played out. Yeah, I feel a certain way. I felt a certain way when I was looking at Malik Scott explain, feeling like he had to explain to Radio Raheem what the fallout was with him and Wilder and stuff like that. I hated to see Wilder go through all of that bullshit with Mark Breland. I hated to see many fighters. I hated to see, Mike Tyson and what's the name go through it. Teddy Atlas. I was like, bro, and that was like my first real life experience with watching a trainer and a fighter like really go through some bullshit like that and make it public.
I agree with you, AC. I really do, man, because I'm a fighter and I don't like to see that from other fighters. I want to see fighters successful and at peace and with happiness with the sport, not miserable, having to talk about shit like this. Go ahead, Malazar. My bad.
What's up? What's up, guys?
What's up?
I'm just checking this microphone. The microphone. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah. You good?
Or I'm too loud?
No, you fine.
Okay. Well, they should know this is a business. Like this is a business. Like trainers change. I'm more after a loss. Like in boxing, that is the common now. Some trainers and some boxers, they get attached, and when they break up, it's like a nasty marriage that when they break up. But most of the times they should know. I'm more Buddy McGurk. Yes, I don't remember the last victory of him. Like Buddy have a lot of losses and nasty losses. So, man, I don't know. I'm still figuring out this microphone, guys. So you can keep going.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We hear you loud and clear. So what you're saying is,
Buddy has?
Sometimes the trainer. I want to be clear. Sometimes the trainer can fall off just like a fighter. Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's saying if I can interpret what he was saying, he's basically saying that sometimes trainers change, things change when money get involved. But Buddy McGirt, I know he was behind that Maxim Dadashev, RIP to Maxim, you know what I'm saying?
And Buddy McGirt was with this guy that fought better BF that is gonna fight Morrell, Callum Smith. He trained him, and was a nasty loss. But I'm saying like sometimes, when the boxer loses, it's not just the boxer, it's the whole corner, the whole training system, the diet, people, everything.
That's what I believe.
A boxer needs to change, because if we lose, it's something that is not working out. Like that happened. This is boxing. It's a business too, and the boxers sometimes need to find new people or new how you call this like new group,
So Malazar, let me ask you this question. So are you saying that it's a matter of synergy? Because we all know that if we look at the whole landscape of trainers and gyms, they only get like real lightning in the bottle with a handful of fighters, and they could have trained like 50, 60 fighters, but only 5 of them are gonna be those standout guys that fans are like, yeah, he was trained by him and this trainer is The other 50, 60 guys may never be champions, but they were all solid fighters. Like all guys that saying, listen, they may not be champs, but if your champ ain't really one of them ones, this dude will beat his ass. But it's like these weird situations where do we blame the trainer or blame the fighter? Because sometimes fighters get to that big stage and that level and they just don't show up. They can't figure out how to get into that second and third gear to keep
Remember,
pace
some
with
of
the
these
other guys.
gyms are elite gyms. You feel me? Like some of them are really
Gyms?
elite gym, like this guy Garcia's gym, like the other one that is in California too. I forgot the names. Like anyway, Big Mac, you know, his gym is elite now. Like so
Bomac.
over
Okay.
there to get in a position that the trainer is there with, because I see them going to pro box and everything, all of them too. But yes, it's a few because two is in the boxer, you know, like how the boxer project themselves and yeah, synergy. I don't know that word, but it's not just
It's like
it's not just the boxer because sometimes we are like, oh, why the boxer lost? It's not why the boxer lost. It's just the other boxer and the other team was better that night. You
No,
know?
what
And
I mean
don't
by
have to
synergy
look
is
at
just the
fault
energy
at
between the two.
everything
Do
that
they?
went wrong. It's just the other boxer was better and maybe better that night or maybe better at all. You know?
So what? Just to clarify for you, what synergy means is like peanut butter and jelly. It tastes really, really good together. You feel what I'm
Together.
saying?
Yeah, sometimes
So
that
gotta click.
happens.
They
do
gotta
the
lock
trainer
in.
and the fighter mesh like that to produce
Yeah.
those
Oh,
type
when
of
that
things?
happened, magic happened. Look right now what is happening with Bam Rodriguez and his trainer. Is magic, you know? That is what happened. A nice synergy. Subriel Matias have different trainers. With some of them he was good. Other ones, you know, now look, and other boxers, Miguel Cotto, that happened to him when he changed trainers, and that happened too with Oscar de la Hoya. You remember he lost, and he lost with Mosley. Then he switched with Mayweather father, and his career changed. And what was the synergy over there too? So
Yeah,
yeah, you know that's
yeah.
part of it too.
Great examples, bro. Great examples. Solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach back
I
in the
definitely
archives.
I definitely
Dundee.
like the examples.
Dundee knew how to train Ali. Just let him do what he does best. You feel me? Because just because you're a great trainer and a great fighter doesn't mean it's gonna mesh.
But
So
this
it's like
is the
a
point.
mesh. Yeah.
But this was the point I was making earlier, and I'll let Boom. You could go right after me. I was only saying, like, even if you mention a great trainer like Angelo Dundee, that's probably in the Hall of Fame. You feel what I'm saying? But when you really
Yeah.
like for the boxing fan, for the average boxing fan, and even somebody else, unless you're like a real historian, name me more than Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali that you know trained Angelo Dundee trained. Just off the top of your head,
Yeah. To your point,
that's an
most of the
awkward
dudes are
pause.
forgotten, but they're
Yeah,
known for
that's
the
my
high.
point.
Yeah.
That's
I
my point
understand.
in what I'm saying. When you look at Mayweather Gym, right? You're not really. Most people are long forgotten that Badu Jack started there. Most likely, it's gonna be somebody like, you know, right now it's Tank. It could be Rolly, but then it might it might be young Joseph Brown. But right now it's definitely Tank. So yeah,
Boy,
shit like that. That's
That
my
gym
only
have
point.
brought a lot of
And he's
good
on his
news,
way
of
out.
course. The Mayweather, yeah, like, and they're in different companies now. They are not with Mayweather right now, but yeah, it's a good fundamental gym. You know, like from there you have a good base to later on. If you move to another gym with another trainers, another group, you have a solid base to take it anywhere. You know, it's a style that can be adapted other styles on top of it, and always gonna be there. I don't know if I explained myself good.
Nah, you did because your example made me say, you know what? I forgot to mention Devin Haney because he started his career over at Mayweather Gym too.
Yeah, I think this is what I think happens, right? I think that particularly, man, like we in the era now to where it's just like a relationship, any relationship. You ask somebody why you break up, it was the other one. It was their fault. You know what I'm saying? In boxing, because of how it is, it's easy to say, you know, yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it was this, it was that. It's like, it's so, like when somebody lose, it's always so many things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though when you have success, you still dealt with a lot of those same things. It's just easier when you lose to pin it on something. So sometimes I do think that things could get stale. You know what I'm saying? It's just like learning. You know, like it's like atmosphere. You could be, and I know AC know this. You could have somebody on this station, and it's like, okay, because of the people that's around or whatever's going on in the kitchen, you're not growing there. You need to go to another station, or you need to get out and go, go be an understudy over here, and then come back, and you might come back inspired. Or you might figure, hey man, the light bulb went off over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I thrive and I grow and I learn better over there. Like, man, I didn't even look at this like that. Like, so I think that in this situation, they had a lot of success. Like, everybody looks at Frank Martin a little different because he got knocked out. But they like, in part they say, oh man, because they hate on Tank for one. But then they say, "Oh man, you got knocked out," and then because they don't like them, they it's like a double whammy on him. But Frank Martin was really good.
That's funny.
Like,
you feel me? Like
really
you got knocked down by Tank Davis. Like, yeah, okay. Like the best Chihuahua Cruz have done. Survived 12 rounds to Tank Davis.
He went crazy.
That's
right
his
there.
best fight. Oh, I survived 12 rounds to Tank Davis. So getting knocked down by Tank Davis is not that big of a deal then.
No, it's not a disgrace to your career. I'm gonna say this real quick to Body's point before I forget it, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Yeah, I heard Shannon Briggs, he was locked in with Teddy Atlas as well. You know what I mean? He was like, well, he got really down. He got depressed, he said, actually, on the Joe Rogan show. Go back and peep that episode if you ain't seen it. But he got depressed because he was like, yeah, when I was turning up, it was us, right? We did everything together. Yeah, we won the fight. But then when I started losing, night of the young heavyweights, it was me. You put all the blame on me. So I feel what Body is saying. Yeah, definitely.
And didn't they say didn't Stewart what's his name? From Crunk Gym.
Emmanuel Stewart.
Didn't he turn around all
that
Lennox?
was a good trainer.
Yeah,
I thought
he turned on Lennox.
Yeah,
he
turned around Lennox. Like Lennox,
he turned Lennox around.
Yeah, like Lennox was considered like a pillow fisted dude.
Oh, okay. Like, changed his whole shit. I was like, I don't know, turn on, but no, he
built their reputation by taking pure boxers and making these dudes knockout artists.
And he had the hammer. He had the motherfucking hammer, man.
Look, they wanted to kill Fury when Sugar Hill got with him. My man said, "I hope you burn in the car and all kinds of." I was like, man, y'all are too serious. Like, but Fury looked good with Sugar Hill. Like initially, like that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's good. I just don't like the negative connotation, and I kind of like even if Frank was just being professional. I like the fact that he did that because to me, especially with Earl, especially with me liking Derrick James. Derrick James had a lot of my favorite fighters. I mean, I was a Frank guy. Just because I'm a Tank guy, don't mean I didn't like Frank. But Frank was one of my guys too. That's why I used to say I do more content on him than the LDBC do on Frank. So I like Frank. I like Jermell. I like Jermell. I like Spence. So when I seen all that happen, and everybody was trying to pin everything on Derrick, I'm like, hold on. I done seen every single one of his fighters do something, and he's been giving good toolage. Not that toolage we seen this weekend, go for broke. No, when he's telling them, like, he's giving them instructions, like, listen, go to the body, pivot out. Do not let him get around. You doing this. Don't let him be. I've heard him saying these things, and every one of them guys ignored him. So I like what Frank did in this one. I'm gonna move on. I like what Frank did in this interview because he made it like, look, it was mutual. You know what I'm saying? And I want to use more of my athleticism. If you want more fundamentals, I'm beyond fundamentals. Like I think I got athleticism that I can use, and it wasn't even this interview when he talked about Buddy McGirt. That was a while ago when he talked about him linking up with Buddy McGirt. So we're gonna see something good out of this. But what else y'all want to talk about with this whole thing?
Word. I just wanted to point out that, hey, coming up to what a lot of motherfuckers don't say about Derrick James is that he was a damn good fighter, man. He is a damn good fighter. He had a good professional record. So I do think that Derrick James knows what he's doing. I do think that his trilogy is really good. Earl Spence ain't get that far for no reason. So we can't just look at Derrick James and say, oh, he's a bad fighter, and a bad coach or a bad trainer because of this, because of that, or anything like that. I like Derrick James. And I like what he's doing for the sport of boxing, and I hope he continues, man. He's a great trainer, man, for real. So,
yeah. Like I'm a co-sign with both Body and Boom just said, because I've seen Derrick James give really good instructions. We seen
man, damn good instructions.
We seen Derrick James give Anthony Joshua really good instructions. And Joshua was just like, I don't know if I got the skill set or the athleticism to do it, but this shit ain't working for me. And he moved on from Derrick James. So at the end of the day, for me, you got to find that synergy. You know, not every situation fits you. And even as a young chef in training, it's not always gonna fit you the way you initially start. You know, everybody's gonna learn the fundamentals at a certain rate, but then once you are starting to wanting to define yourself, and you come to those moments to where you're like, all right, I want to start to develop my style of boxing, because I keep watching all of this footage and I'm watching some of the same people that I kind of look up to in the boxing thing, and they got their own signature style. You know them when you see them. They do these same like little tweaks and things like that. I want to be a fighter like that. And if the guy you're working with is not going to be able to see those things within you, then it's going to make it difficult. Now, I'm going to say this. One big criticism was with Bill Haney is he took all of these different pieces of things from all of these different gyms. But as you're watching it now and watching how he's moving Devin Haney, you're seeing that he's making like a little Rolodex. Okay, for this style, we go back to what we was working with at that gym over there. For this style, we go to this gym that we was working over there, and he knows how to put that stuff together and communicate with Devin to whereas boom, you get the job done.
Good observation. Good observation.
For real.
So at the end of the day, I'm just like, you know what? Fighters in this new era of, everything being on social media and stuff like that, fighters now have to really start to consider gym loyalty is one thing, but what is your path? Where do you want to end your career? How do you want your story to be told? And sometimes you just can't do that under one chef in one kitchen and stuff like that. You, like me, my career is like Devin Haney's career. I'm a Frankenstein chef. Back then when everybody was giving chef 3 and 5 years, I'm like, nigga, you got 1 year. You got 1 motherfucking year. And if I ain't seeing shit in 6 months, I'm gone. So,
let me expound on that a little bit briefly. My career path. Yes, and I'm not flexing at all, because you heard about some of the other jobs I had before this. You would be like, God damn, you wasn't shit. But no, I ended up an electrical engineer, but I say that to say this. I had almost 40 jobs over my lifetime. Janitor in a strip club, all kind of retail shit. Nice. Yeah, that was probably the worst one. That was only 2 weeks though when I was wrapping up my degree. But all type of shit you wouldn't believe. Cutco, the vacuums, Kirby vacuums, all type of shit. So I put all that. I say all that to say this. Like that made me who I am. Yeah, I got all type of different skill sets, so I could pivot to anything at any given time. So I feel what you're saying, AC. It's the right situation. You know what I mean? And a fusion of skills. Sometimes you got to go all around the board or all around the chessboard to get to be the king. So I feel it.
Yeah, and Yeah, man, that's how I feel. Like I was in the military, but it's like I've lived so many different lives, man. I was in HVAC. I sold insurance at one point in
Yeah.
time. I know about sales. I know about like a little bit of Hertz, rental car. Like it's like a little bit of everything, and then you find a niche to where all those things you've done before help you out and where you at now and what you're trying to do. And then when you work for yourself, like where I'm at now, it's like now I'm for myself. So it's like I'm taking my time. I had to start all the way over and start all the way at the bottom, but now I'm doing everything for myself. So I can put everything, making all these other people millions of dollars. Now I can try to get myself to culminate those millions right here. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
You know, in boxing, it's rough. It's rough because you have one bad night, man. You could misjudge or you could be stubborn one time. You know what I'm saying? And the mistake, you're gonna be given a scapegoat by everybody else. It's just like it was amazing to me to hear out of all the people with Brian Norman this weekend for him to say, "Oh man, he gotta get rid of his father." I was like, "What?"
Crazy.
Bro,
like,
you been in the army? It's so cool. You know, I came from the Army Ranger Island, right? Puerto Rico is Army.
Yeah.
Everybody go to Army over there. That's the reason when you say that, I was like, but
hey, Body, remember what I said? I told you, I said, listen, I don't think Brian Norman needs to get rid of his dad. I think he just needs to keep his dad and add another trainer. And I think that they would do tremendous. I said, right now, they do keep doing great things. They are doing great things for boxing, but I do not agree with him leaving his dad. That don't make sense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't like what Bill Haney said. You know, Bill Haney said that they went over there late. They don't train properly. They don't get adapted to the conditions, you know, because it's the desert. It's the middle of nowhere. You're going to fight like what, 4 or 5 a.m., their time zone. So if you don't get adapted to all these circumstances, you know, it's going to happen. What happened? He was like what is going on? What is going on? I got knocked down. Now where I am. You feel me? He was so lost in that fight. So
it might have been jet lag, but it's gonna come out in time. But this is my thing. I don't like knee-jerk reactions. It's like whenever you calculating data and you have one adverse outcome, you don't just change up everything. Like, oh, I'm gonna change the temperature. I'm gonna change the heat here. I'm gonna cook. I'm instead of 45, I'm gonna go like you find just like shooting a gun. Like you small adjustments. Like you adjust your aperture a little bit. You don't be like, I'm screwing this motherfucker all the way down. I'm aiming. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't do all of that. Like you have one adverse reaction.
Okay.
You don't go and change every fucking up. These pancakes are bad. I'm using a whole new batter. I'm getting the eggs from over here. Like, no, man.
These eggs are old.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, mira, Benavides too. They went and trained in the Esmeralda, you know, over there, close to it, that desert, like, because like they do in the army and stuff. They train people and get it adapted to the environment.
Right. They don't just hop out the plane and start busting their gun.
Different that our desert in Las Vegas.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this.
At the end of the day, it's no excuses.
But what I'm saying is this.
Well, shit though.
I don't know if it was jet lag. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It could have been, but I thought like he didn't get over there too long after Devin and them did. So I think that since Bill put that out there, I think that since Bill put that out there, because everybody want to be like, yep, see, he don't, and they don't. Like Brian Norman had been talking a lot of shit, so people were whacking his ball just for anything and everything. So I don't know if it was a jet lag. I'm saying that's going to come out in time. What I've noticed with these boxers and everything, the minute somebody take a loss, it's like you act like you didn't have any success. Like you act like you didn't go through any adversity before and you just happen to win, or something happened to where you pulled it out. Some people get decisions. They get decisions that was like, damn, you should have lost. But you got a gift decision. You face the adversity, but you ain't gonna blow up everything after that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not like, I feel you. I'm not like saying that because of this one loss, and because this happens so much. It's like you feel like you got to change, but you got to make these major overhauls. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you got to do that. You got to sit down and evaluate everything. And
No, yeah, everything, and then make one or two minor adjustments. That's how life goes. We know that. Just because some shit didn't work out for me, don't mean I'm gonna blow up my whole life and like move to the Philippines or some shit. That's where I'm trying to be eventually. But hey, I have to say this: it's a possibility because we know what happened when Lennox Lewis got.
Right?
We know what happened when Lennox Lewis went to South Africa, I believe it was, with Hakeem Rockman. So it is possible. And I do know he was in ATL, Brian Norman, that is, a week prior. So he didn't even give himself a full week to acclimate. I would have done that if it was me, given the time difference. But no, I wouldn't say blow the whole shit up again. You got a great point. Minor adjustments. You don't just, if you've been having success with something for the most part, hold on real quick. If you've been having success with something for the most part, then just say, okay, what can I dial in? Fine tuning is what I call it. You feel me? But y'all got it.
Real quick.
was it a week, y'all?
Nah, it was more than a week. They got their
Nah,
listen to me.
I know for a fact he was in ATL because my homie Marco met him.
See, y'all. See, okay. I wanted to go to. How many of y'all know that Fabio Wardley is the WBO champion?
I'm talking.
I got that from you, but I know now.
Housekeeping, like a couple episodes ago.
I don't know where he was or nothing. I'm just talking for what Bill Haney said. That's it. I'm going from there.
No, it's facts. Marco met with him in person.
To Japan too, and they take like 2 weeks before the fight just to get acclimated. So
Yeah, that's what he said. Brian Norman's father said.
Marco Boxing met with him in person at ATL at Border Wars. I'm sorry.
I don't know Marco, so he's irrelevant to me. I'm telling you what his dad said,
that's
not
fine.
Marco. His dad was on an interview and he said, "Yeah, we've been down here for close to about 3 weeks. A lot of those interviews you was looking at, he was already there."
No. It's not about interviews
that they were showing in Atlanta. Those were pre-done, and then they edited them, and then showed it. But for the most part, Bill, what's the name, Senior, Brian Norman Senior said, "Yeah, we've been, we enjoying it. We being careful on what we eating and everything. But we've been down here for about." Like when he first got there, that was about I don't remember the exact date, but it was it might have been a Mill City joint or one of those or Cigar Talk or one of them type shits. And he was there and he was telling them, yeah, we've been down here for a minute because we wanted to get accustomed to the food, the sleep schedule, and get Brian ready for all of that. So he had asked him, so he said, "So how long you been down? How long you been down here?" And this was during that week and a half of straight up joints. He was like, "Yeah, we've been down here, now for a couple of weeks or whatever." And Bill Haney was like, in one interview, Bill Haney said, "Yeah, we got down here early because we wanted to get here earlier than everybody else," and that's the only thing he said. So then.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, we got different data sets. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm not trying to debate it or say anybody's wrong. I'm just, for me, I'm only going to quote the actual people that were there. That's in the room. And this is a video I saw. This is an interview I saw. If I could find it, I'll put it in a private chat and let you see where he actually said that.
Well, it'll everything will be confirmed in time. But let me ask something. Boom left. I don't know why Boom left, but I had a question. Getting into this, let's see, moving back into this area right here. The analysis, because we got Frank going up against Francis Barthélemy. That's that awkward guy, kind of long. He's a little long in the tooth, but he's awkward. Definitely decent fighter. He kind of gave Gary Antoine a little bit of issues, but Gary Antoine wound up stomping him. It was a controversial stoppage, but he stopped him nevertheless, just like he did everybody else. And then we got Pitbull versus Lamont Roach, the Reaper Roach. So we got the Reaper against the Pitbull. What are y'all thoughts about Lamont versus Pitbull? Because we throw a couple things out there. Mr. Gary Russell said that Pitbull is going to beat Lamont Roach. Now I don't know if he said that because Lamont Roach don't want to fight him. But how y'all think about? Well, yeah, let's break down how we see Lamont Roach versus Pitbull. We hadn't got into that. We've been caught up in the Devin stuff for weeks now. So
I got Roach. You know, I like his style. I've been watching him since the 130 pound when he was champion over there. Cruz, they always been feeding him, like he's in 140, but they always feed him guys coming up from 135 and stuff like that. You know, he struggled a lot with athletic guys that move around and know how to use the rings, used to use the lateral. He just know how to move forward, close that and throw those volados. I don't know how to say those one in English, but you know, he throw that overhead punch.
Haymaker.
You know,
we call him Haymaker.
They gave him the interim WBC, but what I like was that Lamont Roach got the balls, and he said, "If after I win this title, I want to fight the champion Suriel Matias to have one champion." And I was like, "Whoa, what?" Yeah, I like that. Like I was like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker is going down." So. And plus, it's American against the Mexican, so I'm gonna get the American. Trust me, I'm always gonna pick up the American. But yeah, you know, I got Lamont Roach for real. Like.
Hey, real quick, I want to respond, Malaza. I want to give you a supreme shout out, not because you're just about being objective. You know, you can see things because a lot of these dudes, especially these, and I'm no racist. But a lot of these Mexican boxing fans on YouTube are like very biased, and you're just picking, you know, based on what you see, what you actually see in the ring. So I want to give you a big shout out for that. If you like real objective boxing talk, you can come over and check out my channel. I'm just getting started, but you seem like a real boxing fan that doesn't put race into it, is what I want to say. So shout out to you for that.
Just put your link in the chat, man. Put your link in the chat.
I will. Yep.
But yeah, Melazar, one of my day ones, man. He been sticking around. He been around for a long time. I've been knew he was. Like, that's what this channel breed, man. Like this. That's what this channel breeds. So yeah, he look at boxing. He look at it like the way we look at it. The way we look at it. Like, he not stuck on just favoritism and all that. If you can fight and box, you can fight and box, and he recognizes that. He been around. But Smoke, what you think about Roach versus Pitbull, bro?
I think ain't gonna beat him up.
You think Roach gonna beat Pitbull up?
Yeah, I think gonna beat him up. I think ain't gonna. I mean, Roach called up the two toughest guys at 47. He called for Gary and Sabril. He ain't looking for like nobody not to damn fight. So I give him that. I think he's gonna be able to use his jab, his combinations, his footwork, and he's gonna be frustrating Pitbull. Pitbull gonna, he's gonna make it interesting, but 8-4 Roach.
What you think, AC?
Me personally, I don't think I'm gonna get Pitbull 4 rounds. I think it's pretty gonna be a very textbook definition of a masterclass, because at the end of the day, Roach can box, and a lot
4 rounds.
A lot of people, yeah, because for me, stylistically, when I look at when you look at fighters who can box and love to control distance and stuff like that, stylistically, a come forward fighter is tailor made for them. Anybody who can fight off their jab, a come forward fighter is tailor made for you. Anybody who can fight off their jab and is a good counter puncher, a come forward fighter is tailor made for you. He's there for you.
I agree.
To look good. It's just
Yeah.
up to you whether or not you can really use your jab to stifle his motion.
No, you're
get what I'm
right
saying?
in that. What
Huh?
happened
I can't wait to
is
cook.
Pitbull is
Go
small.
ahead.
You feel me? Like, and the way he's guard, like how he clothes himself is like a little turtle. I don't know what they call him, Pitbull. They should call him
But then
turtle.
how did
That's what he's
Rocha?
about.
It was
Turtle.
Alex Rocha that
Like,
fucked him up.
I see him boxing him out 12 rounds, but knocking him in 4. That is because Tank never knocked him down. You feel me? He survived 12 rounds with Tank.
Yeah,
that's
that's
why.
too much sauce, champ. He's
No,
not.
because
He's
you're
not
taking.
as unskilled.
Hold on. We're not gonna take away. We're not gonna take away the fact that Tank had one fucked up hand. That's not the way the fight was starting. Who was it? Alex Rocha that put the beats on Pitbull Cruz, and he doesn't hit as hard as Tank Davis. So the point I'm saying is, we don't know how Tank would have handled that fight if his hand didn't get fucked up. But he still won and outboxed him with one hand, and he outboxed him. I'm talking about a guy with 2 hands that can box. That just went. Hold on, let me finish this. That just got a draw. My guy Body right here was infuriated at the fact that they gave Tank that decision, and that point wasn't taken away. So at the end of the day, you're gonna tell me that guy is gonna give Pitbull Cruz 4 rounds if he wants to, if he don't want to? If he don't want to give Pitbull Cruz 4 rounds, Pitbull Cruz is not getting 4 rounds. Y'all putting too much sauce on Pitbull Cruz.
Too much sauce.
No, I'm not putting sauce on him. What happened? He can absorb punches. You feel me? And his guard and all this stuff. Like, I'm not, because Pitbull Cruz is not this big of a deal boxer. You know, he's a classic come forward boxer with the high guard. But his size, you know, his other stuff, other factors, like he's quick. You know, I give it that to him. The way he moved forward and stuff, it's not like he's not slow. He know how to move quick. But anyway, he don't know how to cut the ring. He get frustrated with boxers because they don't come to fight. They like to move too much. It's like, dude, we're boxing.
Yeah, no lateral movement.
But 4 rounds is what get me impressed. You feel me? It's not like he's a great boxer. Just 4 rounds was like, damn, out of 6 maybe.
Okay, no. He said 8-4 in a decision. He was saying 8-4, not that he could stop him that quickly.
I thought.
Okay.
I thought he said.
Let me put the gumbo in the pot for Thanksgiving. Because I'm gonna leave with this. Not to cut you off, homie, but it's my closing statement. AC, you got some good points. How do I see that fight playing out? I'm more like a 7-5. You know what I mean? I think Pitbull has skills, just not the lateral movement. So you're saying that Roach's IQ is just too high. We just be able to pick him apart. I don't know. He did outbox Tank in my opinion, but he's not like super impressive. No.
It was Jose Valenzuela.
He's not super impressive. I'm gonna finish with this. 10 seconds. He's not super impressive at anything. So I would say like a 7-5. I do have Roach, but y'all got it. Hey, Body, salute. Thanks for having me up. I'm out.
All right, man. Peace.
Okay, so
yeah, right.
Let me just say this. Let me say this. We're looking at styles, and then we're gonna look at body types, right? We both said, everybody pretty much here that's left on this panel pretty much agreed that if Puma couldn't get on the inside of a Bam Bam, it was gonna be a fucked up night for him, right?
And it was.
Because we're talking about height and reach and skill sets, okay? So Pitbull Cruz is 5'4" with a 63.5-inch arm reach, right? And that's just the body type. 5'4" with a 63.5-inch reach. Lamont Roach is 5'7" with a 68-inch reach and can box and knows how to box off of his jab. What you just saw, my prediction is he's just gonna keep him on the end of that jab and control him from mid range to whatever, come in close when he want to put some real leather on him. So at the end of the day, bro, for me, if a dude like Jose Venezuela can beat Pitbull Cruz down like that, you feel what I'm saying? And it was still some bullshit because they had it at a split decision, and we all saw a one-way ass whooping. But if Jose Valenzuela can do that, I'm gonna say Lamont Roach is gonna do the same exact thing, but even better.
Let me, I always like to have some points, some stuff to sprinkle in here. It's Orthodox versus Orthodox. That's one.
Yep.
Ryu and Tank were both southpaws.
Okay.
But for me, I want what's gonna, because it's wild. Like I'm starting to listen more. Like I'm starting to listen more to like the pure boxers and what they're saying. Like it's alarming to me. That's why I'm like, I don't know if Mr. Gary is saying this because Lamont just shitted on him. But I'm like, what's making him say that Pitbull just gonna beat the shit out of Lamont? Like that's one thing. But this the other thing. Lamont looked like he going down that Frank Martin path, but he's moving up. But he looked muscular as shit. Like, why is he look like he putting on some muscle mass, which is kind of concerning. And I'm concerned about whether or not he's gonna have the lateral movement for Pitbull, because Pitbull gonna keep coming. He can use his space and his timing, but it's gonna be a little different because I don't know if I've seen anybody put that kind of pressure on Lamont Roach, like the kind that Pitbull. He's gonna keep coming, and he's like, he has one of the best beards in the game. He won the vote on my on the survey on the channel when I asked who had the best beard. I had him, Gary Antoine, Sabril Matias, and Tank up there as far as best beard. Who got the best beard? And they gave it to Pitbull a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I voted on that too. I voted for Pitbull too.
Yeah, so if Lamont hit him on that chin and he eat that shit like Skittles, what's gonna happen? It's just a question. It's just a hypothetical. I don't know. I mean, I'm still divided because I'm like, man, Lamont, because I don't know if Lamont is getting too big off of the Tank draw. It's like it was a draw, and he was cool with you. He didn't want to pull the trigger on you. So I don't know if you're gonna get, if you focused on this, if you really want to, I like the energy though, but I'm thinking he's gonna be looking to make a statement. And I also think that Pitbull, he been through some wars, even though he hasn't been like really dropped. People have been going upside his motherfucking head like a lot. So, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of divided. I'm pulling for Roach though. I'm pulling for Roach because I call Pitbull the pinata. But it's a couple people out here saying that Pitbull is going to beat the shit out of Lamont. Like
I can see where some people will feel that way. I could see where you're looking at the observation that who has he been in there with that is going to put that type of pressure on him. You feel what I'm saying? Because if Tank would have came in there like he didn't know Lamont Roach from a hole in the wall, I don't know how that fight would have turned out. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, if he pressed him like he did Frank, like if he would have fought him if he pressed him like he did Frank, how would that have worked? But see, that's a southpaw versus southpaw, so that's another, like him and Tank and Frank was southpaw and southpaw. That's a southpaw versus orthodox. Now you got orthodox versus orthodox. I'll be considering the stances and all that. So,
and for me, this is why I think it's going to be pretty much a downhill fight for Pitbull once the bell rings, because I think Roach wants to make a statement, right? Mm-hmm. If Pitbull was going to make any of his statements, he would have, I think he would have made some of those statements in other fights. Like, for as much as he tried to put his foot on the gas and really get at Tank, it was Tank's footwork and his ring IQ and shit like that just made it difficult for Pitbull. And maybe Pitbull never realized that Tank had a fucked up hand. Tank put on a poker face, gritted down on it, and just fought through it. So for me, when I look at Roach, right, I'm not giving Roach a bunch of supermassive over the top credit because of the Tank draw. You did not win. You got a draw. That's the way it's going to be in history. We saw something different, but this is what history is going to say, right? When I look at that performance, and that's only what I'm talking about. His performance in that fight, how he leveled up based on looking at his other fights. I think this is the type of fight he feels he's going to have to level up for, because knowing Pitbull's tenacity to constantly come first, knowing that this dude, has a cinder block for a head and a steel beam for a neck. So
yeah,
when you strike him, you gotta come off some of those punches, but you still have to hit him, with a certain level of accuracy that kind of finds those weak parts. It's like a resonance, like hitting a tuning fork and putting it on a piece of metal, and then you find that it matched its frequency, and boom, the whole piece of metal shattered, or the cement block shattered. You got to find something like that. Where he's at right now in his career, the level of confidence he's coming into this fight, he might just be there. He might just be there to be that tuning fork that finds that proper frequency that cracks Pitbull in a way that we like, oh shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I look at it like this. No one expected Tyson Fury to come out and start sitting on his punches and becoming a knockout guy. But we saw it. Lennox Lewis was going down that same avenue, but we saw it. We saw they got into a different gym, a different style, and they figured some shit out and then stuck with that. I think Lamont Roach done figured some shit out from that Tank fight, and he's like, yeah, I know how to defeat these little short, compact, hard head little motherfuckers. I know how to get at them now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the core of where I stand on my decision. And again, at the end of the day, we still got to see the fight, but I think Lamont Roach done figured some shit out with himself and figured out, this should be the type of style I should be fighting, because I'm having a little bit more success. And if I put a little bit more oomph on my size to where I could like really, get the turnover. And I'm like, bro, it's the technique that's the turnover, not the muscle mass. And that's where I'll agree with you, where it's like, don't go crazy with the muscles.
Yeah, he looked swole. Like he ain't quite like almost like how Frank be looking, but like he definitely swole. Like, and he trying to put on a statement. I hope he do it. I know that that dude Angel Fierro, he almost stopped Pitbull. He's the only one who I ever seen really almost stop Pitbull, man. Like, he was a couple. If he would have had a little bit more composure and a little better, like if his technique was just a hair better and he had a little bit more composure, he could have stopped. He the only one I ever seen almost stop Pitbull. But that was a Mexican standoff. You know what I'm saying? Lamont ain't gonna win a Mexican standoff with Pitbull. But it's ironic because out of all three of these guys, Tank knocked out Frank. He got the draw with Lamont, and he went the distance and got a decision over Pitbull. The one I think Tank, if they had the rematch, the one I think will give Tank the most problems is Frank, and that's just because I think, man, Frank is one of them guys who he gonna take a risk. He explained what was going on as far as why he lost and all that. He said his legs, he lost his legs in like the 5th round. He stayed on the ropes too much. He said he would have fought. He said he would have stood his ground more if he had to fight Tank over again. But he's the one that, out of all three of them, he's the one that give me the most concern when they come up against, like, going up against Tank. I don't know if that's a stance thing, huh?
He fought, you know, wasn't a beatdown. Like Frank Murray fought Tank Davis and put him in trouble a couple times, but you know, it's Tank Davis. So in the rematch, I see the same thing happening.
Yeah, he the only one. He's the one that concerned me. But I look forward to somebody, because when Gary Antoine name come up, everybody they all have a different reason as to why, but nobody's really wanting them. And it's like we can't get the two boogeymen. We can't get Gary Antoine and Sabril in there, which would be just add water, right? Like everybody want to see the two boogeymen against each other, but everybody have reservations. They make all kind of excuses for Gary Antoine. They don't really want to go down that path, but they all, you know who they all want? They all want Richardson Hitchens. They all want Richardson. They all are trying to get Richardson Hitchens and Richardson Hitchens, huh?
Why they want him? Why?
They feel like Africa easy work.
But see, that's the thing. I don't know how. Like, this is what you gotta look at. Like,
jab.
Because look, when you look at him and Devin, right? This is the only difference. Opportunities. The only difference between Richardson Hitchens and Devin Haney is opportunities, man. See, they judged that Gustavo Lemos fight because it looked like he went tooth and nail, but that was under the IBF with the 10-pound rehydration. You will never see Devin do that. And it's opportunities. Like, if Richardson Hitchens would have had the opportunities that Devin Haney had, this conversation would be different. He's a skilled boxer.
I mean, he's American and he got connection. Hitchens is just a Haitian that Mayweather got him under his wing, and then he got out of Mayweather gym, and now he's with Eddie Hearn and whatever, you know, like he done got this guardian angel. He was fine in Mayweather gym, but he decided to go with this guy.
He wasn't
Eddie Hearn.
He wasn't getting fights. Like, he was inactive, just like Jaleel Hackett was inactive. It was like, it's rare, like what AC was saying earlier, it's rare that you, like, the success or the level of success coming out that gym. Yeah, you get a background. Yeah, you get, it's almost like going to how they used to go to Gracie, like Gracie and them for, you know, what was they teaching? Jiu-jitsu? Yeah, like going to the Gracies, like, yeah, it's like that, but like success out of there, you could count on one hand who had real success out of there. You know, it's like what you do with it. It's like, yeah, they'll give you some tutelage, but then it's up to you to go out there and do something. But you blowing right out of the gate for them, you gotta be super special. But I find that ironic because I don't know if we're gonna get to see any of them guys fight Richardson Hitchens. I think he's gonna try to move up and go to welterweight. It's wild. It's so wild because guess what? Tito Mercado is also chasing these guys, and they don't want to give him an opportunity. He got to make a name for himself. So I don't know what's going to happen.
I would like to see Santiago and Richardson Hitchens. That fight will be good because both are tall, both have jabs. You know, he was ranking number 1 by the WBO, but then they put Keishan Davis over him. That guy, he's good. He's good.
Who you talking about?
Santiago. Right now he's number 2 by the WBO, but he used to be number 1, and they move it down because they want to put Keishan Davis number 1 in the WBO.
The one who fought Devin?
Yes, that's his only loss. Devin. That's his only loss.
He got 2 losses though. He got 2 losses. He lost to He lost to. He had one
he
more,
lost
but
to
yeah,
Devin. That's the only loss he got. He got
he
one.
lost to. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
Shit.
Cause I just looked it up not too long ago. I was looking because I was wondering what happened to him.
Check because maybe I am wrong. but he's number 2 right now.
No, I mean he's good. It was just when he fought Devin, that was his first time. That was his first time fighting in America. Just like when De Los Santos first came over here.
Now he's with the Fresh Promotion Group, and he got new trainers, new everything. So, and he's pretty good. He defeated Tashiro Fierro. Oh my God, he gave him a beat down.
Are you talking about Alfredo Santiago?
Yes. We
Alfredo.
call him Ojo, but that one.
Alfredo. Yeah.
He had been there for a minute. Like it was. I mean,
Ricardo Nunez. Yeah, Ricardo Nunez got with him. TKO. Yeah.
After that, he was 2 years, like almost 2 years, retirement and stuff, and then the Fresh Promotion Group, like got him and trained him up and brought him back.
Ricardo Nunez, man,
he can be a good fight.
He must be nice, man.
Hey, can I ask this question real quick?
Go ahead.
When is Jermaine Ortiz gonna fight again, or is he just buried somewhere on Devin Haney promotion?
Man, they don't. Man, that's tough. I think he had got with Pro Box.
Yeah, it's after Top Rank lost that TV with ESPN. Now all these guys got stuck. You know, that's why they're boxing in Pro Box, or you can find like Top Rank Classic. They got like in
yeah, it's like what they do with rappers. It's like what happens in a rap game. Dudes signed to these labels, and then the best you see is them do a hook or some meaningless freestyle and shit like that. I think these people know when they sign in certain talent, they signing you because they trying to slow you down. And when we finish our work, then we'll start to bring you out. So if you ain't willing to sit down and wait for us to finish our shit, then be good with just find somebody to buy you out.
Yeah, they be doing that, man. They be shelving people. I heard somebody.
And then they put these crazy prices that nobody can buy you out.
Yeah, he fought though. He fought in March and he fought in August. He got a TKO in August. That's why I was like, yeah, if you do more of that, you're gonna become a star. Jermaine can become a star. But he just fought in August, so August the 23rd. So that's still kind of he got a TKO too. So if you do that, if he be more aggressive and and he said he's gonna do that more, but if he be more aggressive and let his hands go. So in his last 3 fights, he got 2 TKOs. You know what I'm saying? He got a unanimous decision and two TKOs.
That ain't bad.
So from November of last year, he fought November, got a TKO. He fought in March, got a unanimous decision, and fought again in August and got a TKO. I'm like, if you take more risk and you let your hands go like that, yeah, they can't deny you. But if he would have took more risk in that TO fight, and I don't know why he didn't, but he would have took more risk in that. He definitely would have got the nod if he would have made it more exciting, because he won according to my scorecards. They just wasn't gonna give him that nod over TO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, moving like that against the champion, like it's a more for Top Rank. He have to be more aggressive. Period. If you're gonna fight a champion, if you're the champion, it's another story. But it's the unwritten rule. Whatever. But yeah, he have to be more aggressive. Yes. Boxers need, like with Devin. I give him his victory, but I'm mad because, bro, you have the chance to to finish that fight in that round 2. And trust me, everybody gonna be, oh my God, yes, I want to see him again and stuff. But yeah, you won. But a lot of people are like, yeah, you won, but you still, boring.
You
You know,
what you think
oh yeah.
about the TO moving on to something else in the 40 division? What you think about the TO Shakur fight?
Ooh, Theo Shakur. That fight is good. That fight can be a main event right here in the US. And it's good, I think Shakur have all the skills, to frustrate Theo and stuff. Let's see if it's gonna be mature enough, because that's what I sometimes I'm like, damn, he's still a kid, But and Theo can, but I see him like he fight like for me like a crab, like those arms like that. He don't have this long reach, and Shakur got the move, got the reach, got the speed, So can be a master class right there.
Yeah, Shakur should be able to pass the test. I just wonder if he get that strap around his waist, then what? Is it gonna be? Oh, I done enough. Like I've done, because that's what I'm trying to avoid now. AC, like that whole like once he get that strap, if he get that TO strap around his waist, is it gonna be like, oh well, why I gotta fight him? He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He didn't do. I'm like,
yeah.
Like if Brian Norman took on the same posture and didn't afford the opportunity, like we wouldn't have got the fight. Like if he would have picked and choose, that's what I don't want. Like I don't want these people who, if I'm offering up my strap and I give you an opportunity, you need to take that same energy, like, and make yourself available to like not just anybody, but like good fights. Yeah, if it's a good viable name, because
that's why Abdullah Mason, that's my future star. He's gonna take over. I'm waiting for him. I'm looking because he's the one who's gonna entertain us. He's the one who's gonna put the fights that we're gonna like. I see it. Like he got that.
It's the throwback mentality. Okay, I became champ. I'm willing to take on anybody who think they bad enough to take this motherfucking belt from me. If you feel you bad enough to take this belt from me, come see me. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the throwback mentality, Brian Norman had up until this, till this loss. So now you can't live that because you lost it. You feel what I'm saying? But that was the breath of fresh air. When we looking at the landscape of guys who traditionally have just fucked up, our feelings with boxing in the space of saying, yeah, I got this belt, and now now I could do what I want. No, that's not what champions are about. It's not doing what you want. It's opening yourself to every opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, you're not gonna say, you know what, I'm willing to take on any and all comers, and you got a 39-year-old with a 6-1-1 record. You feel what I'm saying? That's saying, yeah, I think I could beat the champ. It's like, bro, sit your fucking ass down. You know what I'm saying? But if it's somebody within reason and shit like that, within striking distance, to where it's like, nah, you done jumped over all of that smoke to cherry pick this, then it's gonna be like you're doing that diva thing. But if you out here, like I got it bookmarked. I want to see what Abdullah has to say about the Sam Noakes victory and a potential fight with Shakur. Shakur is coming back to 35. So it's just hearing that refreshing kind of whatever. Whether I believe Abdullah Mason can beat Shakur or not, that's a total different story. But the energy is there. I'm a champion now, so I want to prove myself to be the great champion. So I'm not going to tell someone that's a reasonable within striking distance fight, nah, you ain't did enough yet. Like, what?
And you know what? I think isn't if Shakur beat Abdullah or Abdullah beat Shakur, I think Abdullah can bring the best out of Shakur. You feel me? Like what happened with the other one that he had, the Mexican guy. Like he brought the best out of him, and he was moving, hitting, and he was the guy that
Who
everybody
you talking
wanted
about, Zepeda?
to be. So I think Abdullah can do that. That fight can be good, can be entertaining, can be fast, can be, being in the edge of the chair.
I'm at a crossroads with Shakur. I kind of laid off of him because I'm proud of him for taking this TO fight. Like, he finally gave me something that I wanted, because I'm like, what I think, what I think. He could stink up the joint, but I think this is going to be a real test for Shakur because we at this point in time now where they already started. Like the reputation is starting to precede him once again. We know he's a defensive fighter, but having never got up to 40 once again. That should be his weight class. Going against an opponent like T.O., who T.O. is the wild card in this one. I think T.O. is the one that's going to dictate the outcome of this fight. If T.O. is not, if he don't rise like he normally do when it's a big name in there, Shakur should blow him out the water. It should be by the third or fourth round, he should have it in the bag just playing keep away. You know what I'm saying? Like he should just be playing keep away. But what's troubling to me is that people are already saying, oh man, Shakur, if he don't want to be hit, he won't be hit and he won't do. I'm like, yeah, but what is that going to do in this fight where he has to score as well? They already saying, yeah, like, because I heard a couple people glazing today. Tim Bradley has already started. Another channel already started. They already started with this nonsense. I'm like, man, Shakur gonna have to fight, especially if he's gonna want to vie for people to want to like campaign for him to be in these big fights. That was the problem with the Tank fight. I wanted it at all costs. I wanted the Tank fight at all costs. But you had a whole bunch of people out here saying, man, why give him that fight now, man? He just gonna stink it up. It's the same thing that it's the same thing that Conor Ben was just saying. We sitting up here saying, no, if Devin allow you to, go ahead and get that smoke, Conor. Like if he allow you to. But him and Eddie was all like, man, we ain't coming to see all of that. Like there's a fan base out here that's doing that. It's a fan base that's seen what Devin did with Brian Norman, right? Seeing how he got up, he knocked him down, he separated himself, and then he played keep away for the rest of the fight. It's people that are infuriated by that. Like, I'm not mad at it. I understand. I'm like, well, you don't got good chin insurance at this point. You didn't have the chin insurance that would warrant you to take more risks and get this dude out of here. So you played it safe. I'm not a safety first fighter. That's why he's not in my boxes to watch collection. That's why I'm not like an advocate fan. But I appreciate that performance. If Shakur don't want to still be in that same demographic, man, it's like you're gonna have to give us a fight. Now, what I can say is that whole unless he want to get hit, it's like Zepeda showed that the man can get hit. Now he did do something unorthodox, but like, is he gonna fight T.O. like that? Ain't that the same question we have for Devin? Like, was Devin gonna fight Ramirez the way was he gonna fight Norman the way he fought Ramirez? Because I don't think Shakur is gonna fight him the way he fought Zepeda. He can't afford to do that with T.O. I ain't gonna lie. His power. T.O. ain't got the power that he had at 35, but he can't afford to be up against them ropes against T.O. How is he going to fight T.O.? Is he going to fight T.O.? Is he going to get up and outbox and outpoint him and then play keep away? Like, what's going to happen? But T.O. to me, and I'll land here. T.O. to me is going to dictate the outcome of this fight. If he rises to the level of his competition like he normally do, when there's somebody really great, he rises. If he's happy and they paid him handsomely, I think he'll fight accordingly. What y'all think?
No, I think the same thing, and that's one of the unpredictables for me. If once this fight starts to get rolling and we get in the fight week, and we're trying to figure out predictions and what side of the fence. This is going to be a fight. I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to give my keys to victory and how I think each fighter wins, but I'm not going to pick a side because there are too many variables there that, you know, if I get on one side, then it's this. If I get on that side, then, oh, you're supporting this. So it's like, I'm gonna keep I'm gonna call it down the middle, just leave it at that, and let the fight happen the way it should, the way it may play out or it should play out. Tio does have the ability to step up, but if Shakur decides to, you know, do his Shakur thing, then Tio is gonna have to figure out, you know, I need that Poli Spadafora, that, you know, that Poli Spadafora, that Ben Rodriguez, that Lomachenko, that quick sidestep, that duck and sidestep, and start feeding you these angles, pop, pop, boom, because he's gonna shell up in that manner and then try to pop shot you, and then use his glove to probe, and then fire behind the probe. If Tito and his pops is looking at a lot of film to say, okay, this is the way this man is choosing to fight, but let's prepare for how he fought Valdez and how he fought Yoshino, and even how he fought Zepeda, we should be good. We should be good to go. We'll be able to make the adjustments on the fly without having to come back to the corner and I give you, you know, further give you instructions. When you initiate the change, you communicate with me to change, and then I'll give you further instructions. If him and his pops in his corner have that kind of again synergy between the adjustments and stuff like that, they should be able to keep pace with Shakur. But if they just decide to let Shakur be first, it's going to be a boring fight, and it's going to be a downhill fight for you. You got to be up in his face. You got to give him them angles and make that man work. Give him punches from every fucking angle. Because I think it's the person who comes in there odd and no real rhyme or reason to the timing and other things like that, but it's part of the game plan. Like Majimov did in the first fight with Bud. You can disrupt the shit out of Shakur's, you know, mental, and then start to like really build upon that. But if you can't disrupt his mental from being so methodic, then it's gonna be hard for you to beat him.
You know, it's like this, man. This is how I see it, and this is why I keep saying it's all on Tio. Tio it's just like the windshield wipers. You know how when it rains, it's like, damn, and you realize you're like, damn, my windshield wiper, I gotta replace those, and you just make it home. So you get through that fight, and then it's all good because the next day it's sunny outside. It ain't raining. And the next time it rains, you be like, and you go to turn them on, it's like, fuck, I forgot I was supposed to change these fucking windshield wipers. We're not going to know unless Tio has fixed those problems with the pure boxers, because the holes don't show. It's going to be the same thing with Brian Norman. He's going to look like the conversation we was having earlier. That's what it is. It's like Brian, he's going to look spectacular with a guy that don't have the movement that's needed.
Yeah.
Right? To make him have to use his feet and be tactical and cutting off the ring and doing all of that. Like, so if he fights Rohan Polanco, he might look good. He might get a dub. But if he fights a Karan, it might look worse, and he might get hurt really bad. Like, because Karan, he got some great footwork. Like, his shit is educated. He can be right there. He ain't gotta run all over. He knows that pivot shit and can be right there, right, still in vicinity to still punch. So if Tio has not fixed the things he needs to do, like when he went up against Jermaine Ortiz or when he went up against Sandor Martin, like those kind of guys. See, Sandor Martin embarrassed him. Jermaine Ortiz embarrassed him. You know, he made Lomachenko put his hands in his pocket early, so he had banked like the first 6 rounds. So by the time, and they still tried to give it, they still was on the edge of trying to do something crazy. I'm like, man, Loma he barely even punched the first 6 rounds. I don't know how y'all gave him anything. And just because he's more active, that don't mean that he actually won a round because he did more than what he done in the first 6 rounds. I don't award rounds like that. You got to actually still win the round. Just because you throw 13 punches and in the first 6 rounds you only was about 3 punches per round, I'm not giving you that round just because you did more. That's what they did with Loma. But like, if Tio has not fixed the problem that he had when he fought Jermaine Ortiz going into this Shakur fight, because Shakur, that's one thing, it's up here with Shakur. He's going to look at that film and he's going to have that shit down packed every way that Jermaine Ortiz had you fucked up in the game, every way that Sandor Martin had you fucked up in the game. He going to mimic the shit out of that. And he going to be like, oh, nope, you haven't fixed it. So this is what I'm going to do all night. And you ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. And he's willing to. I'm telling you now. Shakur lives by the philosophy that a win is a win is a win. If he don't want to, he is not going to get outside his comfort zone. He just going to win.
Yep.
Like Al Davis, win, baby, win. That's what he's going to do. So it's this. That's why I keep saying it's up to Tio. If he didn't fix them windshield wipers,
it's up to Tio. You know, like Tio gonna take Shakur out of his comfort zone. You know, Tio gonna move in a way that Shakur have to throw punches because he's in a corner. You know, yeah, Tio will know how to cut the exits, you know, like those are the questions, you know, because yes, Tio have a lot of good qualities in that ring, you know. It's the reason he's a champion and the longest 140-pound champion so far. So, and Shakur too. The question I got for Shakur is his hands still, you know. I'm like, your hands still strong. You have to put it in eyes. Can you hold 12 rounds throwing punches with him? At least he proved it with Cepeda that he can go 12 rounds throwing punches. So, but you know, it's a fight that have a lot of questions, and we're gonna have a lot of answers that night. But it's a good fight anyway.
I want to say this to Salvador. Salvador, you could be right, but the problem is that Tio is not a come forward, high volume puncher fighter. So that style that Shakur did with Zepeda, you know, he's gonna have to adapt that to work with the things that Tio is gonna bring to him. You feel what I'm saying? And Tio's the type of fighter, in my opinion, that if you're gonna try to base some shit on recency bias, don't. Because he's gonna come into that fight way different, because this could be, you know, in my opinion, I think Tio might realize that this is his true story Eminem moment. The Loma victory, but it's one of those. It's but you beat Shakur. After Shakur just, you know, they giving Shakur all of this. He's saying he wants to be on Mount Rushmore of boxing with Bud and some of the other elites. You know, right now, this is your real life, your real lose yourself moment. Because if you let Shakur do the Shakur thing on you, and be, you know, not be a high volume puncher in that fight, but be highly defensive in that fight and beat you off of defense, bro, Tio, your talking points and a lot of stuff that you've been trying to say are pretty much done.
Because you got to look at it. They already took him off the pound for pound. So if Shakur go up there and put hands on him, and Tio whiffs, because he's gonna look bad. Like if he whiffed, like when you look at some of the ways he whiffed against Jermaine Ortiz, it looked just like how when Boots fought Karen. It's like, oh, I got a photographic memory, man. I be seeing it. It's the same thing. Like when you got them fancy feet and somebody's too aggressive, he was whiffing. He was whiffing against Jermaine, like swinging and like how when they be swinging and they go into the ropes and shit. Shakur got the ability to be able to make him do that. So T.O. has to turn up, and I wouldn't say he might have to punch a little bit more. He don't got to get outside of his comfort zone, but he got to be accurate, because like, if Shakur in there just making him miss and then touching him and he get more frustrated and he get all aggressive and he fuck around and hit the canvas, almost like how that dude from Philly when he got my man hurt.
Yeah.
And he tried to take him out and he damn near almost fell on his face and shit. I'm like, man, you can't do that.
I'm gonna ask you this question, Body, because you said something that's insightful, and it might give the boxing fans some sort of idea. Can we actually define, or does anybody know what's Teofimo Lopez's comfort zone? Like in the boxing match, where is he most happy? What is he doing that makes him most happy? What is his comfort zone?
I think mid-range, but T.O. is a foot pressure counter puncher. So he puts foot pressure on you to make you make a move so he can counter you. So if he put foot pressure on you, but you don't bite on it, then you'll make him look bad, because he needs you. He's gonna put all kind of foot pressure on you. Like he's gonna come up on you and have you pressured. He needs you to punch so that he can make you miss and then make you pay. That's what he needs you to do. But if when he putting that pressure on you, if you can make him, like if you can like feint, like use your feints and get him out of position and touch him and then make him try to come, because he's trying to counter. So the more you exchange with him with that foot pressure and the more mistakes you make, the more he capitalizes, and that's how he can put you down. He was really good at that. He's a foot pressure counter puncher. It's like ironically, see, Tank can take the lead, but he got a lot of the similarities with Tank. Tank is just more accurate, and his IQ is a little bit better. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the most accurate punchers in the game, but Tank do the same thing. Foot pressure counter puncher.
Yeah, I could see that, and mid range is where he's more happy, because where I seen Tito look very, very uncomfortable is going backwards and not having that ability to counter. Yeah. Like once you put him on his back feet and you giving him angles and he's trying to figure out how to counter you, he'll throw some wild ass punch just to like keep you away, so he could try to like rethink and move out and try to think of something else to do. And I was just like, wow.
And the one thing that's gonna be, and one thing I'm gonna know probably in the first 2 rounds. I'm gonna know in the first 2 rounds whether or not T.O. even got a shot, is if he come up there and he's not throwing a jab. I don't know how you get to this level. If you really special, you gotta be special with that, where you don't have to start with that. But like if he come out and he don't establish his jab and he's going in there without a jab, Shakur is gonna pick him all the way the fuck apart, man. He gonna get picked all the way apart. Like he cannot go in there like that shit. Like when y'all said Brian Norman was throwing that jab from way too far, T.O. will come in there and not even be jabbing. He'll be coming in there trying to just hook, and that shit he's never going to do anything with Shakur like that. Like I'm like, so I hope T.O. got a shot, but it's depending on how he go about this fight. He has to establish the jab. He can't just go in there trying to hook, lead hooks. That shit, Shakur gonna see that shit. He got spider-like reflexes, man. By the time he go to step, because Shakur already know which way he want to go. I think he studies like you got tells, like your shoulder might do something on your body, do something before you do a certain punch. I think Shakur will figure out, okay, well, this is how this look when he get ready to do that. And he start looking for them little keys, and he already knows because he's already going to either jump back 2 steps or and Tio ain't got the longest arms. So it's based on timing. So he's gonna jump back 2 steps or jump back and go to the side, and he's never gonna be where T.O. want him to be if he don't establish the jab. He gotta come in, go to that body with the jab. He got to jab to the body and jab up top and have a plan. Punches and bunches. You know what I'm saying? Because if Shakur if he's so used to you doing 1s and 2s, that's the other thing. Combination work. You is not gonna beat Shakur with just 1s and 2s either. Because he got 2 moves to beat the 2 punches. So after that, then what? Yep. If he's in range to hit you, he's gonna tag you and move to somewhere else. Now you got to go. You got to reset your feet. You got to go find them again. You got to get in it. Like it's gonna be ugly, man. It's gonna be too much thinking. He's gonna get frustrated. He's gonna be standing there like, fight me. I said, fight me. And Shakur gonna be laughing at him.
Now I'm gonna say this. Tio at one point did say that him and Shakur did spar, and he was like, "Yeah, Shakur's got a hell of a jab. He's got a really, really good jab." And he said, "But once you get around that jab, he's suspect." And I was like, "Whoa, okay." And then the dude tried to give him a follow up, like, "So you saying?" He was like, "I don't really want to talk about sparring like that, but let's just say things got really, really interesting fast once I realized how to get around his jab." And I was like, that's interesting because I don't really see Shakur using his jab like that anymore.
Yeah, I think the style that's a nightmare for Shakur's style, and I would love to see it, is Sabril. It's got to be a guy like Sabril who don't care about missing, but he gonna put so much pressure and have so many punches. It's like is Zepeda to the third power.
Yeah, exactly.
Zepeda to the third power. High volume, lots of pressure, ain't gonna let you breathe. You think he gonna stop? He ain't. He don't care if he hit your elbow. He don't care if he hit your chest, your stomach, your hip. He don't care. He's touching you everywhere as much as possible until you be like, God damn, can you get off? Leave me alone, dude. Like, you got to put him out. And I think because I don't know if Shakur can put him out, that's why that fight intrigues me so much. But that's the only style that I'm like, yeah, that's why he probably wanted to go spar that man first, because that's the style. It don't look pretty, but that's the kind of style that would give Shakur probably like the hardest, because his arms are long and he don't got Benavidez power, but it's more than respectable power, and he's gonna touch you everywhere all fight. He's not gonna let you breathe. You seen what he did to Puello, and I think Puello won, but like Puello is a surgical boxer, and he's long. He got long arms and he's technical. He knows how to pivot. He got educated feet, all of that. Shakur ain't got that stature. Shakur gonna have to really box this dude, like, and that's what's gonna make it interesting when he can't stop Sabril. Oh my goodness, like, yeah, But I don't know if T.O. can do, because T.O.'s measurements and all that. T.O.'s gonna have to be tactical. He's gonna have to feint, but be more fundamental. I kind of like some of the things he did with Arnold Barboza, but Arnold Barboza, I think he's B level. He's not elite level, but he can box. You know what I'm saying? Barboza can box, and T.O. kind of handled him, but like Shakur is not no Arnold Barboza. Way more accurate, way more defensive, IQ out of this world. This is a real fight. I'm excited for it. I just hope they don't stink this thing up.
Bro, I think we may have to put the brakes on that one for a minute. Because again, we saw fights get announced and stuff like that, and things like that. Why isn't Shakur's next opponent showing Teofimo Lopez?
Well, yeah, I looked that up too. I don't know why they haven't put that on there. I don't know why they doing that, but like they saying he in training camp right now. Bud in training camp training for T.O. right now. He's actually in training camp. So
That's
I don't know. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on with the announcement. I don't know if they waiting. I don't know. I don't know. I've been asking that. I know Motividia then finally came out and done it. They done. It's been the Boxing Voice. They came out and did a show about it. Like it's something. I don't know why they not putting it out there. I don't know if it's what Top Rank going through. I don't know. I don't know why, but they saying it's on, man. But that's why I haven't really done an official video, official live about it. But they saying it's done.
For me.
But yeah, I know. Yeah, Shakur ain't got the best hands in the world. That's another thing. Like if you got to be able to give, you got to be able to hit T.O. with something that he respect. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
see the thing you talking about. I see the YouTube media. What's the name?
Motivated.
Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. A closer look.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? They just dropped it 2 days ago. They're talking about it's supposed to be a mega fight in 2026. So,
yeah, I think wasn't they saying January 31st, right?
It's under the ring banner. Do you know?
I'm not seeing. Yo, listen, on either fighters.
Yeah, I looked it up on both of them too.
Bro, here's something else that's interesting for you. Teofimo is an inch taller and has a half-inch reach over Shakur. So yeah, we gotta this is completely up to Tio how this fight is gonna be handled.
Yeah, cause we know what Shakur gonna
be
do.
about the measurements or nothing like that, because like that half inch get lost in, like, you know how you move and stuff. I think it's gonna be more if like Teofimo know how to cut Shakur's exits, know how to don't let him move that much in the ring, keep it in the ropes. Well, Shakur say that he like the ropes and move inside the ropes, so I don't know. Let's see. It's gonna be interesting, and yeah, it can be a good fight. Can call a lot of people. I don't know.
No, me as a boxing fan, in certain situations when you're talking about two skilled fighters, it comes down to, like, for me, little nitpicking things that I look at, because when you're a fighter and you're having different looks and you're facing different styles, if it's off a shorter fighter, you may feel one way and you training for this, but if the guy is like your height and pretty much has the same reach as you, if y'all get in a jab war, it's little things like that that's gonna make the difference. Okay, if you both have the same hand speed, you feel what I'm saying? Let's say you're beating me to the jab early on, but now that I'm putting so much pressure on you, I could see that your gas tank is depleting. Then when it comes to a point where both of our jabs are pretty much at the same rate, and whoever sometimes in fights, whoever has the reach advantage actually is the one that starts to out jab, when now you're looking into the rounds where shit like that may count, because it's already been a close fight, but now you're looking at these little tangibles that are giving this other guy the edge, and the fans will be like, yeah, but I saw them both, blah 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 blah. I thought it was a draw. I didn't think the dude won. Yeah, because sometimes an experienced judge and shit like that is seeing the fight from different angles that we're not, and they see it the way they see it. But at the end of the day, I just look at body types and stuff like that, and especially when it's a stylistic fight, that's when I think it's more relevant when you're talking about two opposing styles, and one guy has a significant arm reach and a significant height reach. In my opinion, this is how just Tyson Fury going to Crunk Gym. They realized that, hey, number one, you're gonna press Wilder on his defense. Number two, this nigga ain't got the legs to be holding you up. And number three, if you keep pressuring this dude with all that muscle he gonna gas early, and then it makes it easier for you, because that steam is off those punches. Now it's easier for you just to sit on your shit and just put him out. So
let me ask you something. Like, if you was a betting man, right? Do you say Teofimo? Do you have him? Do you reason that he can win this on the scorecard?
Yeah, there's a real possibility he can win it on the scorecards. And for me, I'm gonna go to I think it was both you and Malazar that said he has to disrupt. He has to disrupt Shakur's thinking, his mental. Like, your footwork has to be a way that you're masking so many other things. You're disguising so many things as one thing, but you're actually doing something else. It's like, hey, watch the hand over here, but boop, I done jabbed you in the face now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
there's a real possibility, but it's a high uphill climb for Tio, because number one, you got to fix your mistakes, because your mistakes are the things that a high IQ fighter that's training and has access to nothing but the high IQ legends. Bro, Tio, I don't know if you have anybody in your corner that you can tap them on the shoulder and be like, yo, can you give me advice on this? Because I'm looking at film study and this dude is doing that. The guys he can tap on the shoulder to do that, I mean, Shakur has a huge advantage just on intel. That right there, Tio is at a huge disadvantage because you don't have access to the intel that Shakur has. He has two supercomputers at his disposal. You're dealing with an old, 1996 Dell that still has a dial-up modem. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. Number two is you got to fix those problems. Number three, you got to come up with a game plan. But is there still a way for you to win? Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Shakur is one of them guys to where if y'all sparred, he probably wouldn't be fighting you if y'all never sparred. And
yeah,
they've sparred, so this is gonna be an interesting fight, man. That's all I can say. I mean, you do got the hand thing, to where it's like if his phalanges are bad, and Tio make him use them joints the way I thought Zepeda really would. It could be bad, but like you said, he gotta be creative. I would say he has to be throwing like 3-4 punch combination. Whereas, man, you doing a throwaway punch, then another punch, and then you punching to where he gonna be, but you gotta be crafty with them combinations. Like, don't go in there with the one and the 1-2, because you try to do that shit. You try to do that shit that Devin was doing to Shakur. That shit ain't gonna work. Like,
I got a question. When was the last time Tio fought, and then against who? Because I think Shakur had 3 fights so far.
It was Honor Barbosa, and it was in what was that, May? Hey, was that March? May? That was that New York card when Rolly upset.
That's his last opponent in May at the Times Square event.
Yeah.
Honor Barbosa.
Oh, Barbosa. Okay.
And Barbosa had just watched Jose Ramirez right before that. Yeah.
So, quite a bit. It's kind of the same style, but Shakur is way faster than Barbosa. So, I don't know. It's an interesting fight. It's too early to call out like a winner. Like Shakur is looking, because he's faster and the way he boxes and stuff. But like Theo have experience with boxers too, so it's early. We have to see how they train, what's going on, what they're gonna do. Like the other guy, like he said, these come out to the training, like they got stamina, like their speed, like what's going, little things, because both guys are elite, they're in elite level right now. So let's see how this move on.
It's gonna come down to the fundamentals, man. It's something just like with Norman. I didn't expect that, but like with the Normans, they were saying all the right things and saying, "Oh, we got a plan for this, and what you gonna do when I do that?" And I'm thinking they really was in there working and had that plan. It's like T.O. can say all those things, but if you're not fundamentally sound against Shakur, hang it up. I can't be real in that, and I know T.O. because ironically, my man Gary Antoine got this same issue. It's something about how they go in the door and come out the door, how they enter and exit sometimes, to where like if they dealing with certain boxers, like T.O. always get caught coming in. It's like it's something he do, is how he goes in about going in, and people time him. Like that's how he got sat down by Sandor Martin twice. Like coming in and boop, like it's something he do. If he haven't correct those things and he's not on his P's and Q's, Shakur gonna do the same thing Devin did with Brian Norman. He might drop him or floor him once, and then he gonna be playing keep away for the rest of the fight. And T.O. gonna be frustrated. So, it's a good fight because T.O. it's I look forward because T.O. is if he's in the right mental space and he's getting paid top dollar like he should, right? And he's happy and he's healthy going into this fight, he's gonna turn up, and then we're gonna see what Shakur is really made of. But we're not gonna know. I don't think it's gonna be anybody out here that's gonna tell us what T.O.'s plan is gonna be, because I think that it's a while. I don't think nobody's gonna know. We know exactly what Shakur is gonna do. He gonna do the same thing he's been doing. You can probably you can take that to the bank. So I think that's, it's in the landscape of 40. I'm excited about it. I don't know what Shakur do if he win the belt, but we got to get them to announce the fight first, right? But yeah, I think we did a good job on this, Cook, man. How y'all want to land y'all playing? Y'all got anything y'all want to put out there before we go?
Just great chopping it up with you again, Malazar. At the end of the day, man, yeah, 140 is a crazy division. It's so freaking deep, and everybody's a tough out. And just with that being said, Tito versus Shakur is an interesting fight. I hope they announce it, this weekend or pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that'll be a fight that I'm getting a little bit more interested in seeing and everything now that it's looking like it's for real, and for all accounts it's for real. They just gotta announce it, and that's where I just landed right there. But it was a great show tonight, a great Cook, and pretty much for the most part everybody that came up was dropping solid points.
Cool. Well, enjoy the fam, AC. Enjoy, the rest and the festivities. How you want to land, Melazar?
Say thank you to everybody. Like I pass over here and I have fun talking to all of you guys. I'm talking about boxing and stuff, and I say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and till the next one.
All right, Melazar, man. Hey, enjoy the fam, man. Enjoy your time off, your rest. Till the next time, y'all. Peace. Another good show, man. talked about a lot of different things, man. You know, I wanted to have fun. This is one of the ones where I wanted to have fun. Let people talk about, you know, we let the conversation go where it went. You know, I wasn't as structured with this one, but most of my lives are pretty structured. Strap chasing, man. That's what we all about, man. And I think that, you know, when these guys have the incentive to want to go chase the straps and not just, you know, chase other things like clout, you know, I think we gonna get, especially at 140. I call it the row, because on any given night, man, with the right matchup at 140, it can go down, man. So I hope Frank do his thing against Francis Bartholomew. You know, I hope we get a great fight between Roach and Lamont. Lamont and Pitbull, and very interesting fight. I'm still kind of divided on how it goes. I'm gonna go back and look at some more film, you know, and probably stamp it. I'm not one of them guys that like to go go teeter-totter or go back and forth, pick one guy one day, one guy the next. Like, nah. Eventually, when I make my pick, I'm gonna stand on my side. The result gonna be the result, you know, and I'm gonna live with it. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna eat my crow if I have to. You know, I'm not gonna gloat that much. I'll probably show y'all my winnings. You know what I'm saying? If I win a little chain like I normally do. You know, I want some bread on Fabio Wardley. I want some bread on Jack Catterall. Most of the time, them guys over the pond, that's when I be winning my bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's up with all the other festivities, but I hope everybody have a happy holiday, man. Do some soul searching, man. Ask yourself, do you really love boxing? Do you like the sport of boxing? Are you in it, the conversations, just to be toxic, to be beefing, to be bothersome, to be a killjoy to other people that want to talk boxing? Can we take these rankings serious? Is it just to gaslight you and have you running around ready to curse somebody out? You know what I'm saying? And act crazy because, you know, the list that they putting out just to trigger you. Ask yourself that, man. If you going out of control and getting in beefs and, you know, you're not having fun talking about boxing, take a break or stop frequenting the places you're going to get your boxing talk, man. That's not what we do over here. Silence is consent. We try to use logic. You know, we introduce practical life into the conversations. We have plenty of examples. We don't just be shooting from the hip because we watch a lot of boxing. We can give you examples of things that happened before in times, and that's why people can't gaslight us over here. But we love talking that boxing, man. It's therapeutic. We have fun doing it. And contrary to popular belief, man, 80% of boxing is good. It's the 20% that we focus on that's not good that'll have us in the weeds. Silence is consent is the nature of the channel, meaning that all it takes is for evil to prevail, for grown men and women to remain silent. So we speak to those things. We give voice to those things that we need to address. This is the pulse of boxing. Hopefully you was able to put something in your rucksack and march on with it. This is fruits and veggies, not that Reggie, that fact-based content, not opinion-based, even though we have ours. Salute to everybody who came through, man, and hollered at your boy and supported the channel, man. Anyways, to the next time. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.